High School in West Des Moines as we get ready to start our CISN.TV basketball season here with the number 1 Dowling Catholic girls hosting the number 12 West Des Moines Valley girls here tonight. Darty Angelson alongside Tyler French as we get ready, and this is always an anticipated matchup with Dowling Valley, but there's a few more questions this time of year when you're moving into basketball, and these teams haven't played a lot of games yet. There are a few knowns that we know. There are a lot of new players from players that graduated, so we're still in the early sorting out period here for a lot of this, Tyler.
Yeah, and this is going to be a season where 4A girls basketball is really wide open at the very top.
5A.
5A, yes.
Yeah. I do that. I still do that too.
Yeah. But 5A girls basketball wide open at the top. You know, Valley losing Shea Fuller and Zoe Young to graduations past year. Maggie McGraw graduating from Southeast Polk. Southeast Polk, plenty of talent for them, but Dowling knows that if they're going to win a state championship, this might be the year. You know, obviously Caitlin Clark, a senior this year, a once-in-a-generation type player for the Maroons.
And she is signed with University of Iowa, so it'll be interesting. Maybe that takes a little of that pressure off her. She can just go out and enjoy this senior year of basketball, because it is a lot when everybody's looking at you and you're trying to decide where you want to go, and that's always in the back of your mind. And but it'll be interesting to see how, if she just now that that's settled, she can just go out and play and enjoy the senior season.
And yeah, that's a huge land for Coach Bluter and the Hawkeyes too, to keep a top 5 recruit in state. It's just an absolute find for them. And, she's been able to enjoy it so far. 39 points in each of the first 2 games, playing up in Minnesota and the tournament up there at St. Thomas. And this is a girl that can absolutely fill it up across the board. Was a leader in scoring in the entire state last year and just does a little bit of everything on the court for Dowling.
Take a look here at the 5A rankings, and they had the preseason. This is the first weekly ratings here, and City High on top. They haven't played a game yet. They're still at number 1. Dowling here, they're 2-0 with right where they were last week. Cedar Falls moved up to number 3. They were 4 last week. They're 2-0. Johnston 2-1. They were at number 3 last week. Southeast Polk at 2-0. Waukee at 2-0 at number 6. Urbandale at 3-0 at number 7. Ankeny Centennial at number 8 at 1-1. Cedar Rapids Prairie at 1-0 at number 9. Number 10 is Iowa City West. Number 11, Des Moines Roosevelt at 1-1. Valley at 1-2 to start out there at number 12. Waterloo West at 13. Bettendorf at 14. And Ames at 15. So, again, Central Iowa well represented. And I think one of the teams that caught my eye early was Southeast Polk, and some young players there, but they played well early on, it looks like, in the season here so far.
Yeah, even without Maggie McGraw, they return a lot of their top scorers from last year. They return all-state player, and they've got all the weapons necessary to make it back to the well and make a run at that state title that they fell just short of last year against these Valley Tiger team.
Well, we're going to take a look at our starting lineups coming up here in just a second. We'll do that. We'll take a break and come back with more here as we get ready for Dowling girls hosting the Valley girls in the first of a doubleheader here on CISN.TV.
We might not always know what the day will bring, but some things are certain. The sun will rise and your lights will go on. That's because at MidAmerican Energy, we're obsessively, relentlessly committed to providing you energy when and where you need it, to connecting with you and keeping our communities safe and strong. Because the most important thing we put our energy into is you. We're obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Hi, Ron here, head coach of Westside Auto Pros. When your car's on the injured reserve, you want to get it back in the game as soon as possible. I know that. That's why you need to bring it here to Westside Auto Pros. I have a team of experts that can fix almost every automotive injury, whether it's a fractured joint, a brake, or if your car just got its bell rung, no problem. We can even do a complete physical on your car to make sure it's game ready for the entire season. So bring your car to Westside Auto Pros and we'll get it back in the starting lineup in no time. Hey, you guys are dogging it back here. Let's move it, move it, move it.
Here's to everyone who believes in competition and good sportsmanship, who knows it's not about the trophies or the medals, but rather the lessons learned. For those who understand, it's not whether you win or lose, just that you give your best. So go ahead, lace them up, take the field, have fun, and play. For the experience, for the memories, for the love of the game. Shields.
Moms typically get to make a majority of the healthcare decisions for their family. That can be a lot of pressure, but not for me, because I know the choice is ours. For medical tests like MRIs, X-rays, CAT scans, and of course mammograms, ask your doctor to refer you to Iowa Radiology. They work around our hectic schedules, they're the best at what they do, and they're so great with my family. They truly care, and it shows. Visit iowaradiology.com or call to schedule an appointment. Iowa Radiology, our focus is your good health.
At Valley High School on CISN.TV as we get ready to open up the basketball season here. And we're set for our keys of the game here tonight. Dar Danielson along with Tyler French. Let's start out with Valley's keys to the game. Identify Caitlin Clark. Now, that sounds like, well, duh, but you have to identify her at all times, because if you leave her open anywhere, she can score anywhere on the floor at any time. So you can't just get lazy and let her find an open spot, because if they get the ball to her, the ball is going up in the air and she can score.
Yeah, the stats say that, she's struggled a little bit with her consistency right now, shooting 36% from the floor, but everyone in the state knows that most of that has become because of the difficulty of the shot she's been forced to take without a dynamic number 2 scorer next to her.
Team defense, they want to, it's not going to take one person either. It's, moving off your player, picking up other players, and, she's going to get her points, but you got to play well against everybody on the team and not let somebody else go off and get the big points.
Yeah, as we've already talked about, a great scorer is Caitlin Clark, but something that's very underrated for a facilitator. Led this team in assists a year ago, and if she finds that double team coming, has the court awareness to find the open shooter, and there's a lot of shooting on this team for Dowling.
Limit the turnovers. They can't give up, the ball easily, and can't give Dowling more second chances here. So those are the keys to the game for Valley. Let's take a look now at Dowling. Team play. You've got the best player in the state, but you also got to make the screens, the cuts, the passes, and you got to make the bucket if you're open. And as you say, they double team Caitlin Clark. You get it to her, they get it to you. You got to make that shot.
Yeah, this is where having a player like Grace Gaber out there as well, a fantastic shooter for this team, shot over 40% last year, well up near there again this season. She can be the type of player that can be an X factor and kind of an under-the-radar type of player when so much focus is on Clark.
Control the tempo. I think they want to force the game and control the tempo here, especially, get it up the floor to Clark and get her, and she can take it to the basket quickly, or if you come down, you can get it to her, move the ball around. If Dowling controls the tempo, they're kind of hard to beat.
Yeah, it's the same kind of thing with Valley. They have to limit turnovers. Valley's going to have the opportunity to get out and run with some of the athletes they have on this team. If Dowling's able to take control of the ball, work in the half court, Clark is going to be tough to stop when you're going 20, 30 seconds on defense and getting tired.
And rebound. Now, Valley's not been known for having the over 6 foot players a lot. They have great athletes and leapers, but you still have to block them out. And sometimes I think that gets forgotten against Valley. You think, well, they don't have anybody, 6'1", 6'2", but you still have to identify them, block them out, and get the rebounds. And again, don't give them second chances at the basket.
This is a spot where a player like Nai Tong is going to be big. She was fourth in this team in rebounds a year ago. She's been getting more playing time this season, starting this year for Dowling, and she's got to make the most of her opportunity near the basket with that 6'1" frame.
Well, we're warming up, coming on in here. We're getting ready for the starting lineups. Those were our keys to the game for you, and we'll have the starting lineups announced here tonight. First for, we'll run them down for you here for Valley. Grace Plummer, the 5'10" senior. Haley Chappell is the 5'6" junior. Anna Spain, the 5'7" freshman. Alex Honnold, the 5'8" senior. And then Grace Plummer, the 5'10", Meredith Reeker is the 5'9" sophomore. For Dowling, Ella McVeigh, the 5'5" junior. And I'll run them down here in order. Caitlin Clark, the 5'11" senior. Emma Gipple, the 5'8" sophomore. Grace Gaber, the 5'10" senior. and Nai Tong, the 6'1" senior. So, and something we've seen in 5A2, last year, these teams, they can start out slow, but it's not where you start here. It's where you finish. You got a chance to develop and get better. I think we saw that with Valley last year. There were points in the season where they lost a few games that didn't look like they had any shot, of getting to the tournament, let alone winning it all. But it's how you develop through the season that matters the most.
Yeah, you can have all the talent in the world, which these Tigers did last year with a player like Zoe Young, but a lot of players on this team have gotten better, and they continue to grow as a group.
Let's go to the PA announcer and hear the starting lineups here.
Oh, maybe. You need some money. What's that?
And go, the 5'6" junior, number 1 for the Maroons, Ella McVeigh. And a guard for Valley, a 5'7" junior, number 10, Haley Chappell. And a guard for the Maroons, a 5'11" senior, number 31, Grace Gaber. And a guard for the Tigers, a 5'10" senior, number 5, Grace Plummer. And a guard for the Maroons, a 5'11" senior, number 11, Caitlin Clark. And forward for the Tigers, a 5'9" senior, number 22, Alex Otto. And forward for the Maroons, a 6'1" senior, number 45, Nai Tong. For the Priest Rise, Dowling Catholic senior, Amanda Thomas will lead us in prayer. If we remain standing.
We'll take a break and be back with more right after this.
Every month or so, there's another story in the media about when and how often we need to get our mammograms. Kind of confusing. When this happens, I like to consult with experts. So I called Iowa Radiology. They recommend women get an annual mammogram starting at age 40. They know that it's the best way to detect cancers early and save lives. And that's good enough for me. Visit iowaradiology.com or call to schedule your mammogram. Iowa Radiology, our focus is your good health.
We know you have choices where you buy and service your next vehicle. At Schottenkirk Chevrolet, our core values make the difference. Hard work, always working to exceed your expectations. Trust, we accept the challenge to earn yours. Honesty, it's non-negotiable. Integrity, everything we do is guided by our core values. Schottenkirk Chevrolet Waukee, let us prove to you why we're different.
Hi, I'm Chris from Fireplace Superstore. Fall is upon us and fireplace season is here, and you need a new Heat and Glow gas fireplace insert. They're the perfect thing to make that old wood fireplace more beautiful, warmer, and easier to use. And right now, Heat and Glow is giving a $200 rebate, making it even easier for you to upgrade that old fireplace. Please come see them today, Fireplace Superstore, 109th and Douglas in Urbandale.
You want to get stronger, faster, healthier. You want more. You want to be part of something bigger than yourself. A place for people of all ages, all walks of life, that provides opportunities for all to succeed. We do that. We're the why. Build more than muscle. Build a stronger community.
Why do I look for the seal? It's about trust. Whether I'm buying a car, hiring a contractor, finding a tax preparer, or an honest mechanic, the Better Business Bureau's seal means this business meets high standards. When I see the seal, I know I'll get what I pay for. No more taking chances and no more worries. And I feel good about supporting local businesses. My life is so much easier knowing I can always trust BBB accredited businesses. It pays to look for the seal. See for yourself at bbb.org/Iowa.
We're at Dowling Catholic High School here on CISN.TV, ready to tip off the start of the girls basketball season here. A doubleheader here tonight. Dowling and Valley, Darty Angelson and Tyler French. And I see Tyler, they must have known I was coming because they have a sign up there that says Go Big D up there, kind of cheering me on.
Shouldn't it be Big Double D?
Well, just, I go with the single one, Here's the tip. Naitong knocks it back, though, but taken by Valley. And they'll get it into play here to start it out. Chappell over to Spain. Now back outside. Hoddle pulls up at the elbow, no good. Rebound, turn around up, and Clark taps it away. And good hands there by Clark to knock the ball away off of Plummer.
A very underrated part of her game. Everyone knows how good Clark is offensively, but a player that can also get it done on the defensive side of the ball, rebounding as well as having quick hands.
Here's Caitlin Clark. She gets it over to McVeigh. Goes down, guarded there by Chappell. Outside looking for Clark to cut down the lane. Now over to Clark. She'll pull up a three. Good! Caitlin Clark gets it started.
And you see Valley running a little bit of a zone defense, trying to take away some of those open spaces on the floor, but able just to find an open spot in that corner and knock it in from three.
Plummer drove and get it to Hoddle, and she misses a shot. And now here comes Clark back the other way with it. Throws it inside to Tong. Tong gives good body control to get it up and in.
And there's that chemistry we talked about this team having and the facilitating ability of Caitlin Clark. Finds that double team, able to see Tong cutting to the basket, finds her for the open basket.
And Tong showing a little bit better control there. She's really kind of developed along as a player too. Here's Valley with it. Up top, working down. Now over on the wing. She'll dribble across. Now back out, going against Tong one-on-one, and just off, no good. So Valley's missed a couple shots here already, trying to get the lid off the basket. Clark quickly drives, it's short, rebound pulled down by Valley. They're gonna push it up ahead. Plummer now gets down the lane and she kicks it outside for the three, no good. There by Reeker.
Reeker's had a great start to this season, but has really struggled with that shot from downtown. Showcase a little bit more there.
There's a three from the other side, off no good by Gipple. And now they exchange shots, and Valley comes down with a chance to get on the board for the first time. Outside for three, in and out, and no good, and off of Valley. Out of bounds, so they are just having a hard time getting it going.
And this is something that has been kind of the case for Valley at times this season. A lot last year, having players like Shea Fuller and Zoe Young able to bail them out when those shots weren't falling, but they have not been able to find anything in the rhythm of the offense so far.
And there's a three by Gipple. And it's 8-0 lead here, almost stolen away and is tied up and taken away, and then jump ball will be called, held ball, as Ella McVeigh ties it up, and the arrow will go to Dowling. Anna Bernhard in for Valley, and Lexi Bowles in for Dowling here in their first substitutions of the night.
And Valley's got to find a way to get it going. With the offense that Dowling has, this could turn into a blowout here quickly if they're not able to bounce back.
Inside the Bowles, up and off the glass at the turnaround. And it's a 10-0 lead here by Dowling. Down the lane, Spain kicks it outside. Chappell being patient. Now driving by Clark. Kicks it over to the wing. Baseline. Jumper's blocked there by Gipple. And here comes Clark. She drives through, steps through, and can't get it to go. Bowles rebounds, put back up, no good. Bowles gets it again and finally gets it through.
Bowles and Tong, just too much size inside. Couple easy baskets for them down low. 3 offensive rebounds for Bulls on that possession.
And Valley wants a timeout. We'll take a break and be back right after this.
We might not always know what the day will bring, but some things are certain. The sun will rise and your lights will go on. That's because at MidAmerican Energy, we're obsessively, relentlessly committed to providing you energy when and where you need it, to connecting with you and keeping our communities safe and strong. Because the most important thing we put our energy into is you. We're obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Back here at West Des Moines Dowling High School, Dart Danielson, Tyler French, and Dowling is out to a 12-0 lead here. Valley unable to get the lid off the basket. Drive the lane this time, and they'll draw the foul. Alex Hoddle and Tyler, sometimes that's a way to get things going. You can drive in there and get the foul.
And you can see that this team has missed Alex Hoddle. Was not present in the first 2 games due to injury. Came back in that game against Roosevelt, a very close loss for the Tigers, but had 18 points for them. She's shown some aggressiveness here early on, and they got to find a way to get the lid off the basket. Down 12-0 against a very good Dowling team.
Misses her first free throw. She's been, that's her first miss of the season. She was 4-4 coming into tonight. Now we'll get one more chance here to get them on the scoreboard, and she gets the rattler to go. And that ends the run for Dowling, 12-1.
And it's interesting to see Hoddle play on the outside against some of these guards.
Clark drives, puts it up, no good, gets her own rebound, is trapped on the baseline, gets it out of there, almost taken away by Valley. Now up top for 3, no good, and the rebound comes off to Valley. Bernhard, and knocked away. Wow.
There's a reason she's the number 4 prospect in the state, and it's not just because of the fact of her ability to score the basketball.
It's just court sense and knowing where you're at all times is part of it. And there's Clark with the steal. She'll go down on the breakaway and up and good. Caitlin Clark hits the bucket.
5 points, couple of big rebounds, a block, an assist, and a steal so far, filling it up across the board for the Maroons in this game.
Back up top. Spain trying to drive now, kicks it outside for 3, no good. High rebound pulled down by Clark. Clark dribbles it in behind the back, kicks it outside for 3, good by Simplot. And it's 17-1. Here's a long 3 off, no good by Plummer. And that's one thing, Valley can't start jacking up the long 3s. They got to try to work their way back in, and I think Plummer's going to get the foul.
And when you're missing long shots like that, it leads to long rebounds, which gets an opportunity for Caitlin Clark to run in transition like that. And so far, Clark's had a good game, but this team overall has just been clicking on all cylinders.
Now they're going to be on Spain, I guess. First team foul there. They throw it out long to Clark. She'll put up a long 3. It's good.
Limitless range. It's an effortless shot for her. She's going to transition very well to the next level with the ability to shoot it from deep.
Valley, Chappell with it, and foul called up top.
And they're going to need some big play here tonight to work their way back in from players like Grace Plummer and Haley Chappell. These were big parts of their team a year ago, and they've got to find a way to step it up here early in this game.
Julia Moore with the foul for Dowling, their second team foul. They lead 20-1 right now, and Valley just trying to get their offense going. Back outside to Chappell. Guarded by Moore. Up, and the foul will be called. It's going to go against Julia Moore. Her second, third team foul. And Haley Chappell to the free throw line. She's 5 of 8 in the early going of the season and pops that one.
Chappell, a decent offensive player, but very much out there for athleticism and just a stellar athlete, part of a 4x400 team on the relay that ended up making it to the state tournament, or state relays this past year.
Yeah, and they've had a good year. I mean, they won basketball, softball. They finished second in volleyball. They've had a really good year on the girls' side for Valley Athletics.
Meredith Reeker for this Valley team, part of that second place volleyball team.
Tong in there, and it'll go out to Valley. Ella McVeigh back in for Dowling. Megan Weiss in for Valley as Coach Joe Segrist tries to find a combination here offensively, and that one is thrown away. And there again, Clark shading her on defense, forcing a turnover there.
And that could be a sign of early season. You're still trying to get the flow of things. A lot of missing parts from last season, and Honold not being in the first couple games. They're going to take a little while to work their chemistry issues out this season.
There's a three. Good by Gipple, her second three. And that makes it a 21-point advantage.
And that was just a great play by Clark, setting it up, getting into the short corner, feeling that double team, and able to give a nice strong pass across to an open teammate.
And then the three on the other side, just off the rim. A lot of those tonight for Valley. They need to get some shots to drop and start getting on a roll a little bit. Into the post to Clark, turn around, and she's fouled. The bucket won't go. But she's already shot 38 free throws on the season. Megan Weiss's first foul, the team's second. Clark to the free throw line, shooting 79%, hits the first one.
A lot of the time you want to try and foul someone who's getting in low, make him murder from the free throw line. The problem is Caitlin Clark doesn't miss a lot from the free throw line, especially as a high school player.
And you jinxed her.
I think Valley will take that right now.
She gets 1 of 2, and then Clark pokes it away defensively. Battled back for it is Chappell. And now Valley, with under a minute to play here in the first quarter, trying to get their first field goal of the night.
Interesting to see them bring Maggie Hall off the bench this early, the only player on the team.
Here's Clark on the breakaway the other way. Up and no good. Rebound, pulled down by Dowling. Underneath, Tong, wide open. Good fake and up and good. Nye Tong with her second bucket.
There's just so many ways Dowling can hurt you with this team. Obviously with Clark, but they can shoot. They've got size inside. This is a team that has built a possible maker on the state championship this year.
Tong takes it away. Now stolen back the other way. Looking to get it underneath. Outside for three. Good! By Chappell. The first field goal comes almost at the buzzer. And at the end of the first quarter, it's 26-5, Dowling. We'll take a break and we come back with more after this on CISN.TV.
We might not always know what the day will bring, but some things are certain. The sun will rise and your lights will go on. That's because at MidAmerican Energy, we're obsessively, relentlessly committed to providing you energy when and where you need it, to connecting with you and keeping our communities safe and strong. Because the most important thing we put our energy into is you. We're obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Hi, Ron here, head coach of Westside Auto Pros. When your car's on the injured reserve, you want to get it back in the game as soon as possible. I know that. That's why you need to bring it here to Westside Auto Pros. I have a team of experts that can fix almost every automotive injury. Whether it's a fractured joint, a brake, or if your car just got its bell rung, no problem. We can even do a complete physical on your car to make sure it's game ready for the entire season. So bring your car to Westside Auto Pros and we'll get it back in the starting lineup in no time. Hey, you guys are dogging it back here. Let's move it, move it, move it.
Back to action here to start the second quarter. Valley with the ball, trailing 26-5. They got their first field goal right at the end of the first quarter. And now driving runner up, no good. And the rebound comes off to Valley. Driving in, get it off to Spain. Now knocked around and taken away by Gipple. Gipple over to Gaber. Gaber underneath. She got the fake but drug the foot there.
And Gaber's a player on this team that if she's given a little bit of a green light on the offense, could be a big secondary scorer. Versatile 5'11" post player that can shoot it from deep.
Spain drives in, looks for some help. Now gets it up top to Chappell. Chappell drives, penetrates, and the foul called on the floor. And that's going to go against Lexi Bowles, I believe. Well, a little bit more deliberate offensively there, and they got what they want. They got a foul out of it.
And it's nice to see some of the aggressiveness from a player like Alex Honnold. Anna Spain, a freshman, could come into an arena like this, be a little bit intimidated, but she's been playing some good basketball here early on for Valley.
Long three off, no good by Valley, and run down by Spain. She'll drive in now, take it to the hole, up and good. And that's what they need, somebody to kind of take over a little bit offensively, isn't it?
And she's kind of taken over that role as almost a de facto point guard for them, leading the team in assists, a former cross-country runner in middle school, very good endurance athlete who's going to play a lot of minutes as a freshman this season.
Here's Dowling in the white, working with it, driving down the lane, kicking it out for three, no good. And there's a scramble, everybody goes to the floor, and now they're calling travel. Fine, I was going to say, the way Make Simplot was rolling around there, and finally they called her for the traveling. She was okay at first, and then she tried to roll around again as the hands were reaching in there, and the turnover goes to Valley.
And Valley right now, down 19, plenty of time left in this first half. Caitlin Clark's not in the game. You got to find a way to put some points on the board and work your way back in.
Make a run. There's Spain drives, but she gets it blocked, and then a good job defensively by Chappell to knock it away, as Simplot came down with a rebound, but then had it knocked out of her hands, and Valley would get it under their own bucket down there. They lob it in to Plummer. Now down the lane, and the push is going to be called, so that will go against Simplot. So about the only thing that not going well for Dowling is the foul situation. They're up to 5 team fouls here. And that one knocked around, and it's going to go back to Dowling.
Yeah, that's just a bad pass from Haley Chappell, trying to work it in. That's when you got to lob over the top. Bullet pass gets knocked away and goes off her. She's unable to reestablish herself in bounds first.
Little pressure now by Valley as they're trying to take advantage of it again with Clark out of there, their best ball handler. Now on the drive, they kick it back up top. Oh, nice reversal, and he draws the foul on it. Brianna Rodriguez didn't get the bucket, but she drew the foul there.
Brianna Rodriguez, one of the most talented athletes on this team. Not just a gifted basketball player, but she's going to be headed to Brown in the fall to play D1 softball. Very, very strong athlete. Unfortunately, can't knock down that free throw, but overall, this team very deep and can attack you so many different ways, and that's showcasing it here.
So misses both free throws, which Valley likes to see. Good step through, up, no good, and the rebound comes off to Ella McVeigh. Go ahead.
A lot of baskets, or a lot of attempts right at the basket for Alex Honnold. Just has not been able to get it to fall through, but she's got to keep up that aggressiveness if Valley's going to work their way back in.
And Dowling attacking on the drive is good by Emma Gipple. And that's their first bucket here of the second quarter, coming with 5:14 in, but Valley unable to only get 2 points in that time themselves. So down the lane, pull up, knocked away, but a foul will be called on Haley Chappell. And Caitlin Clark and Nai Tong will check back into the ball game for Dowling. They've been impressive. Even when Clark was on the bench here, they worked things well, Tyler.
That's what I've been saying. This depth, very strong for Dowling. And, you know, Valley's been aggressive on offense and the defensive side. They've been able to get a couple stops here and there, but at times they're being over-aggressive. They don't have that help side defense coming up, and it's opened up a lot of lanes to the basket.
So wholesale substitutions here for Valley. Maggie Hall, Anna Bernhardt in there. And Clark goes up and gets the bucket. And that'll put her into double figures at 11.
No help side defense comes out, and one-on-one, there is not a player in the state that can stop Caitlin Clark.
Maddie Brown also in there, knocked away by Nai Tong.
A pretty good showing of how athletic your team is when your starting center is able to jump a passing route and would have had an easy layup the other way with a better bounce.
We'll get it in now. Maggie Hall. And she's almost tied up. Gets it over to Kate Kearney. And then a foul will be called there on Julia Moore, I believe. Or did not call a foul? What did they call? They held ball? Must have been, because then it went to Dowling. There's Clark, a long three is off short. We got to shake the rust off a little bit too here when it comes to basketball. Calling the games. Valley with it. Looking to drive now. Thought about the three. They'll rotate it around. Down the lane, kick it out. And the three is good.
Anna Bernhard, a 6-foot player, can step out, knock down some threes. Nice quality player to have as a junior for Valley. And speaking of big players that can shoot.
Grace Gaber. And now Valley. And driving right in, and they're going to call the foul. Looked like Gaber had her arms straight up, but.
Yeah, I feel like that if you're going to call a foul there, it's got to come before with a little bit of body contact as she was driving. I didn't see enough contact there to give her the shooting foul.
That's her second. And the free throw, no good.
Maggie Hall looking for her first point of the season here in the 4th game of the year.
And that would go. Caitlin Clark. Yep, go ahead.
The baseline attack by Caitlin Clark, if you do not have someone there to rotate over and take that away, she is going to make a killing all game. And she's had a couple baskets like that already and has picked up a couple assists like that as well.
Nai Tong with the foul. And that's 7 team fouls here. Tong's first personal. Now back in will come Alex Honold and Grace Plummer for Valley. And to the line, Anna Bernhardt. She hasn't shot a free throw yet this season. And misses the front end of the 1-on-1. Down the lane, they pick her up defensively, and good job defensively. Will they come away with it, though? They finally do. They come out of the pile with it. Valley does. They get it up ahead, cross court, and maybe one too many passes there.
Yeah, that's one that number 32, Maddie Brown, she's got to take that shot. If it misses, you know what, you got a good shot attempt. And
you got somebody on the other side to rebound it, too. Yep.
And I think it's 60% of missed shots go to the weak side.
Yeah.
So
I thought our coach always told like 70. Maybe it's changed. But, yeah, something like that. They always go to the opposite side. You're right. Valley, and they'll throw it away.
You know, you look back at the keys of the game we talked about in the pregame show. You got to know where Caitlin Clark is in the season. 13 points for her in the first half. The only thing that's going to stop her from averaging 40 a game this season might be her team getting so many blowouts she doesn't play much in the second half.
She sets out like she set out a long stretch there of the second quarter. Now quickly on the break comes Valley, up and good. Bucket and the foul.
And that's a great play by Honnold, able to absorb the contact, keep her momentum and her composure, get the shot to fall. And that's a big basket for her, trying desperately to get her team back in this game.
And that foul goes against Julia Moore. 8th team foul. Moore's 3rd. And Clark will come back out.
And right now, Valley's got their starting lineup in without Clark in the game, without Tong in the game. This is where you need to go on a run with the players you have out there. You've got your best scorers. You got to figure out a way to put the ball in the basket with more regularity.
And Honnold hits that free throw to make it 35-14, back down to a 21-point lead. And there's a takeaway by Valley. Reeker. There's a 3, no good. And early on, it didn't look like they have that consistent three-point shooter they're looking for either. And drive, wow, right through the defense. Emma Gipple takes it to the hole.
You mentioned the three-point shooter. Last year, it was players like Shea Fuller and Grace Plummer that could knock it in. Plummer's very much struggled seeing the extra defensive effort without Young and Fuller this season.
Yeah, and Zoe Young, you talked about Clark, no shot too long. Zoe Young was the same way. The thing was she made a lot of those long ones too, but from the threes.
Yeah, incredibly unfortunate. Tearing her ACL, not able to play her freshman year this year at Maryland, but that just gives her 4 more years of strong basketball to play in the Big Ten.
And up, Bowles puts it back up, can't get it, and Valley comes away with it now.
And here's something to think about. For the next 4 years, we're going to have Iowa versus Maryland. You're going to have Caitlin Clark versus Zoe Young again.
Zoe Young again, yep. Taken out of there. Here's a long 3, no good. Rebound, Bowles for Dowling. She had the run out up ahead to Gipple, but now Gipple gets it here. Back outside for 3, off no good by Simplot. And battling for the rebound, pulled down there by Rodriguez. Now they'll reset it. Ellen McVeigh will just pull it out and get the offense going again. Looked at the 3. Valley playing man here. Well, no, that's a zone. No, it is a man. They're going with them. For a minute, it looked like a 2-3 zone, but they drive in. The Gay throws it up, no good. Rebound comes off to Plummer. And Plummer will come back the other way as the first half winding down here. 23-point lead for Dowling. Out to Honnold. Honnold drives in, kicks it out for 3, no good, and the rebound comes off. And Dowling will take a 37-14 lead into the half. We'll take a break. We'll come back, talk about the first half scoring and more after this on CISN.TV.
Here's to everyone who believes in competition and good sportsmanship, who knows it's not about the trophies or the medals, but rather the lessons learned. For those who understand, it's not whether you win or lose, just that you give your best. So go ahead, lace them up, take the field, have fun, and play. For the experience, for the memories, for the love of the game. Shields.
Moms typically get to make a majority of the healthcare decisions for their family. That can be a lot of pressure, but not for me, because I know the choice is ours. For medical tests like MRIs, X-rays, CAT scans, and of course mammograms, ask your doctor to refer you to Iowa Radiology. They work around our hectic schedules, they're the best at what they do, and they're so great with my family. They truly care, and it shows. Visit iowaradiology.com or call to schedule an appointment. Iowa Radiology. Our focus is your good health.
Back here at halftime, Darnell Danielson, Tyler French. Dowling leading Valley here 37-14 at the half. And Dowling pulled out 26-5 after one. It was only an 11-9 quarter there, Tyler, but when you fall down by 21 after the one quarter, then it takes quite a bit to come back.
And a big reason for that, Caitlin Clark only played maybe half of that second quarter, but good run by Valley trying to keep it close. You can just see a little bit of a talent gap from Valley's team last year to this year, while Dowling bringing everyone back from last year's semifinal squad.
Well, this is the first game of a doubleheader. Coming up in the second game, we'll have the Valley Dowling boys. We got a chance to have Dowling head coach Michael Cotter sit down with us and talk a little bit about the season. We'll take a break. We'll come back and have that interview after this on CISN.TV.
We know you have choices where you buy and service your next vehicle. At Schottenkirk Chevrolet, our core values make the difference. Hard work, always working to exceed your expectations. Trust, we accept the challenge to earn yours. Honesty, it's non-negotiable. Integrity, everything we do is guided by our core values. Schottenkirk Chevrolet Waukee, let us prove to you why we're different.
Hi, I'm Chris from Fireplace Superstore. Fall is upon us and fireplace season is here, and you need a new Heat and Glow gas fireplace insert. They're the perfect thing to make that old wood fireplace more beautiful, warmer, and easier to use. And right now, Heat and Glow is giving a $200 rebate, making it even easier for you to upgrade that old fireplace. Please come see them today. Fireplace Superstore, 109th and Douglas in Urbandale.
See head boys basketball coach Michael Cotter, and early going here of the season, and let's talk a little bit about that. You have some players coming in off of football. You have to kind of get everything together with that. And what are some of your priorities as you get the team together and get them into full action here?
That's a great question. It kind of depends on the year. This year for us, number one, conditioning is always right up there. You got to get them into basketball shape, and that takes some time. I mean, that's an ongoing process probably for the next 3 or 4 weeks. We're doing some new things offensively this year, and that's been a big priority for us. And then defense and rebounding are always priorities, and you always got to make sure you get enough shooting in too. So those are probably 5 things that we spent the bulk of our time on over the course of the last 5 days since we've had all of our guys.
In conditioning, there's a little, for those football players, there's a difference there, isn't there?
Yeah.
A big difference in what you're doing when you're running up and down the court to when you're playing football, isn't it?
Yeah, it's totally different. In football, there's a play, and then there's usually a 5 or 6 second chance to recover. If a team's going up tempo, it's probably 5 or 6. If a team's huddling, you might have 15 to 16 seconds. Basketball, there's no time. They're just the constant cutting, starting, stopping is much different. So it does take kids time, and we found that it usually probably takes them until January 1 is when they kind of start getting their basketball legs under them. So we're just at the start of it, and we know that where we are now isn't where we're going to be, and just try to stay patient with it. And honestly, trying to keep them patient with it too is just as important.
That's the nice thing about this season. You get a little bit of a start here in December, and then you have a little bit of the holiday break, and you can kind of reevaluate what you did in that first part and get ready for the last half of the season, as it were, and get that going. And you kind of look at it that way?
Yeah. I know this probably sounds, I don't want to say pathetic, but we're just, this first couple of weeks, we're just trying to survive.
Yeah.
We're just trying to get a foundation built of who we want to be in late January and early February. And that's a slow process sometimes. And sometimes it means winning. Sometimes it means losing. Sometimes it means looking pretty good. Sometimes it means you don't look very good when you play. And we've dealt with it with the success our football team has had. We're used to it. It's not always great, but we know that there are better days ahead and that our best basketball is in front of us.
So with this change in offense and that, what do you want the team to look like? Fast, move it, deliberate? What are you looking at?
Attacking. Attacking, that's probably the best way to put it. We want to get downhill and be aggressive and have the ability to make plays for one another. It's not a lot different than what we've done in years past, but there's a few tweaks that someone who watches us closely, if there's anybody that watches us closely, would probably notice. But just trying to give our best players, our best athletes, a chance to use what they really do well, and that's use their athleticism and their aggressive nature.
I know playing Valley, they've lost the guys, they're moving in new guys. You're all kind of in the same boat, aren't you? And it's who kind of picks it up and how you develop as you move through, right?
It is. And it's a process. Both teams have a lot of guys that played some last year but didn't play major roles, and now they're in major roles. And it's some guys that didn't play last year that are now playing significant roles. Just takes a little bit of time for kids to get comfortable with that and the speed at the varsity level. And in our instance, you go out and play City West, who's one of the better teams in 4A, and then you back it up with a team like Valley, who's also very good. That's different than practice. Yeah. It's a lot faster, and these games will help us in the next couple weeks, but I think both teams will have some great moments tonight and probably some moments we'd prefer to forget about too.
That's the fun part about being a coach, though, isn't it?
Yes, in February when you're looking back, yes. On nights like tonight, no, not so much.
Okay. So how do you want to see this game go then tonight?
Well, there's really three things that we have got to do a better job of than we did on Tuesday. Number one is our decision making. Our decision making was just quite frankly terrible on Tuesday. We had 21 turnovers, forced some shots, felt like we got the ball where we wanted to get it, but we just made bad decisions when we were there. We shot a tough shot and we should have passed it, or we shot it when we passed it and we should have shot it. So we've got to clean up our decision making. Rebounding has got to be better. We were really, really bad on the glass the other night, gave up 13 offensive rebounds, and we can't do that. If our decision making's poor, if our rebounding's poor, it's going to be tough for us to beat anybody. And then the third thing is we got to do a great job against the zone. They're going to zone us tonight. We haven't seen much of it. We've worked on it some in practice, but like anything else, the first time you see it in a game, it's a different deal. So those are the three things that we have to do well. If we do those three things well, we'll give ourselves a chance to be successful.
Okay, that's how it works. You react to the games, and then you break them down in practice and
yeah.
work on what you did good, what you didn't do well, and hopefully as you move through the season, everything gets better.
Yeah, that's the plan, and we've had the ability to do that over the years, and we certainly hope that we have the ability to do it again this year. Excuse me.
Okay. Well, we appreciate your time, and good luck throughout the season. I'm sure we'll see you along the way here as we move through. But thanks once again to Mike O'Connor, the head basketball coach for the Dowling Boys.
Thanks, guys.
You want to get stronger, faster, healthier. You want more. You want to be part of something bigger than yourself. A place for people of all ages, all walks of life, that provides opportunities for all to succeed. We do that. We're the why. Build more than muscle. Build a stronger community.
Welcome back to Dowling Catholic High School here on CISN.TV. Darn Danielson along with Tyler French. And we know Joe Segrist is a good coach, but he had a lot to talk about at the half here, Tyler, as his team trailing 37-14 here against Dowling.
And I mean, one of the big takeaways is that it has not been just Caitlin Clark hurting you, as Emma Gipple, a great first half, buried a couple threes, was able to attack in transition. She was a huge X factor for that team in the first half. And that's got to be kind of scary when you look at it. Caitlin Clark, 13 points at halftime. That's a win if you're Valley. That's keeping her below her average, even from her sophomore year per game. But when you're still down 23, that's not a good sign.
Yeah, and then you had Gipple with 10, 4 from Tong, 4 from Lexi Bowles, 3 from Meg Simplot, and 3 from Grace Gaber. So, I think that's been the balance they've looked for on this team with Caitlin Clark, is balance, everybody chipping in and not just being she's going to get her points, but you need the extra add-in too. As we start the second half here, and it'll be Valley with the basketball to start it out. Spain gets it off. Now over to Reeker. Back to Spain. Guarded by Tong. Down the lane, almost stripped away. It is stripped away. Good hands by Gaber. Here comes Clark. And she has it taken away. Back the other way, up and good, and the foul.
Meredith Rieker, a very strong scorer on this team. They need more of that from her this season.
And who was that foul called on? Did you see?
I did not wait for them to put it up on the little board up here.
Yeah. And the free throw is good. So already a 3-0 run to start the second half here for Valley. There's Clark long three off, no good. Rebound battled for and taken down by Hoddle. And then a foul call, I think, on Tong that time.
That last rebound, Alex Hoddle not in the best position. Just showed some athleticism and strength, able to go over the top, not make body contact, and grab, pull in that rebound.
First free throw, no good.
And these are the points you have to have. They've been missing a lot of free throws in this game. Haley Chappell's missed 3 of them now in her last 3 attempts.
4 of 8 in the first half. They hit that one. And now it's a 37-18. They'll bring up pressure, and they get it right away. Plummer. And now on the drive, up and blocked. Nice job there by Gaber to hold her ground and get a hand on that ball. Clark back the other way with it. Back to Gaber. She drives in, turn around off the glass.
It's tough to have an answer. You know, as much as defense you can throw at Caitlin Clark, when you've got players with the size and skill of Grace Gaber, it makes playing defense very difficult.
Timeout here. We'll keep it right here, but yeah, you talked about it. Gaber came down, and you know, you're thinking she's going to kick it back to Clark, and then she drives in, spins around, and puts it off the glass. And again, that's what we talked about, that balanced play and more than one weapon that you need here for Dowling.
When you've got a player like Caitlin Clark, you can make a run to the state tournament, but you've got to have a secondary player that can take some of that pressure off come crunch time. And that's the difference between a state tournament team and a state championship team. You saw it, Shea Fuller able to take some pressure off Zoe Young last year, able to help them lead them to a championship. And if one of those players can step up, whether it is Gipple or Gaber, one of those guys steps up and you got a championship team.
Payne misses it. Clark with the rebound. She'll take it coast to coast. Up and rolls off. Tong got a hand on it, and there's a battle for it on the sideline. And it's going to go to Valley. So Valley winning some of the early battles here, but it's still a 21-point deficit. It's hard to get on a big, long run here for them, and that's what they need, a little bit of a run offensively.
And they didn't even play poorly in that first half. They got good shots. They just weren't falling.
Pass into Rieker, now back outside. Spain back to Rieker. She had an open three, but decides to drive and has it stripped away by Gipple.
And it starts to wonder if missing those shots have affected a player like Rieker.
And there's Gaber, nothing affecting her, as she's got 8 points now, her second 3 of the night. And that lead right back up to 24.
And that's 5 quick points for her, a block, a couple steals here in this third quarter, really coming alive and carrying the load for Dowling in the third.
There's Valley, run that weave up top. Now back for a 3, no good, long rebound, comes off to Gipple. Off the miss by Rieker. Clark drives in, gets bumped, the bucket and the foul.
And that was the shot on the last possession that Rieker should have taken when she was open the last time they had the ball. That time contested, long rebound, lets it out, defense can't get set, and Caitlin Clark takes advantage.
Foul gets Chappell, I believe. First team foul here. And Clark 1 of 2 for the line tonight. Make that 2 of 3 for the line tonight. She's got 16 points. And Valley, they're in the dark uniforms now. Drive in against Clark. They'll kick it outside, and it's going to go through the hands And that's something that starts happening too. You try to rush a little bit, and she was thinking about that shot before the ball got there.
Yeah, Bernhardt saw open floor in front of her, either a opportunity for a jump shot or a pump fake and drive.
Here's Clark for 3.
And now Caitlin Clark, her team has found her groove. She's starting to step in and starting to bury some big shots.
30-point lead now down the lane, and that'll be a foul called, I think, on Bowles. Yep. Lexi Bowles, her second, third team foul. Spain to the line. She's 1 of 4 on the season. Hasn't shot one here tonight and hits that one. She has 3 points. Simplot and Rodriguez back into the lineup for Dowling, and that one catches the front of the rim but rolls off the side, and Rodriguez gets it up to Clark, who'll pull up and nails it. She's getting into rhythm now, isn't she? You start to see that.
I said it before, I'll say it again. Effortless jump shot, smooth release, no hitch in her shot. That's the type of player that's going to make a great transition to the next level, probably beyond.
Jump ball called, and that'll go to Dowling.
Considering we're not even halfway through the third quarter, she's already almost matched her point total from the first half.
She's got 8, yep. She had 13 in the first half, so yeah, she's right there at 21. And you look at it, well, you only had 13 in the first half, and how's she ever going to get to 39, which is what she's averaging? And boom, it can happen so quickly in runs.
And none of her shots on it have been bad shots. She's only shot up a double team maybe once.
Maybe one long 3, but nothing really too forced that, Now that's her with the ball, gets it off to Gaber. Gaber drives in, tried to go underneath with it, but good defense there stepping in, and now they'll get it out on the break. Up and good. Good give and go there. Weiss with the bucket. There's a pull-up at the free throw line. 10 points here in the third quarter for Clark.
And just the ability to drive, stop on a dime, and pull up. Not many players have that ability.
Down and out on the 3, and then a hard foul against Clark by Chappell. Her third personal, second team foul.
And that one's a tough one to call because both players are going for the ball. There's obvious contact. Usually it's the player that goes to the ground that gets the call, but not a flop there at all by Clark. She took a big hit.
So timeout called, 3:30 to play, Dowling up 52-21. Back with more after this.
Why do I look for the seal? It's about trust. Whether I'm buying a car, hiring a contractor, finding a tax preparer, or an honest mechanic, the Better Business Bureau seal means this business meets high standards. When I see the seal, I know I'll get what I pay for. No more taking chances and no more worries. And I feel good about supporting local businesses. My life is so much easier knowing I can always trust BBB accredited businesses. It pays to look for the seal. See for yourself at bbb.org/Iowa.
Back at West Des Moines Dowling High School on CISN.TV, Dar Danielson along with Tyler French. Dowling up 52-21. And Valley made a little bit of a run to start that third quarter, but then Caitlin Clark has heated up here and has 10 points now. A lot of those coming here in just the last couple minutes. And
this is a player that has upped her scoring average pretty strongly each of her first 3 years and has found a way to possibly get even better coming to her senior year. You got to wonder how much she learned being part of the Team USA U19 squad earlier this fall.
Yeah, did that, got to play with some tougher competition. There goes the bucket for Simplot. And she went from 15 to 27 to 32 in her first 3 years, averaging points. Backing in. scoop shot up, no good. Rebound pulled down by Puppy. And the shot off, no good. Here comes Valley back the other way.
And Kleppe, a player that hasn't got a lot of playing time when the game has been close. You can start to feel this game really already out of reach. Dowling has just come out and played some great basketball tonight.
And there's a block by Valley. They come back the other way. Three-pointer, no good. And I haven't kept their three-point percentage, but it's not going to be very good here tonight.
And again, they're open shots.
Yeah.
That shot by Brown, wide open from the corner. That's the type of shot you want to get in your offense. It's just not falling here tonight.
Head fake, drive, and no good again. Simplot with the rebound. Kicks it outside, no good. The miss by Gaber, but the rebound comes back off. She'll put it up again, and good.
And you've got to get that rebound. Grace Gaber, the type of player that's not going to miss twice from downtown.
She's now got 11 points, 2 threes here in the third quarter, 3 threes overall, and there's a travel called on Anna Bernhardt.
Last couple times Bernhardt's touched the ball, she's had some careless turnovers, had the ball go through her hands, go across half court, and just one that see it all the time no matter what level of basketball, shuffling your feet before you take off.
Dowling and jumpers up no good from the outside. Rebound pulled down by Dowling. I was just going to say they're in not mid-season form, but already in early good season form here. Up the floor comes Valley, and then a foul called. Call it a Tong. Yep, Tong. That is the only thing I've seen tonight. They got 8 fouls in the first half, and there are 4 here already. Tyler, just a few too many fouls. That might be something to work on a little bit defensively there.
Yeah, and there's not a lot to take away negatively from this game for Dowling, and that's usually just a case of early season, still trying to find your footing on the defensive side, a little bit of over-aggressiveness here and there.
There's a drive. Oh, just falls up, but Tong gets the rebound, turns around up, no good, and pulled out of there by Valley. And offensive foul called.
Is that 4 on Chappell?
Yes. Haley Chappell has 4, the third team foul on Valley. And well, I thought the clock stopped in a foul. Apparently not. We'll go to the fourth quarter. It's Dowling 57, Valley 21. The fourth quarter after this on CISN.TV.
We might not always know what the day will bring, but some things are certain. The sun will rise and your lights will go on. That's because at MidAmerican Energy, we're obsessively, relentlessly committed to providing you energy when and where you need it, to connecting with you and keeping our communities safe and strong. Because the most important thing we put our energy into is you. We're obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Hi, Ron here, head coach of Westside Auto Pros. When your car's on the injured reserve, you want to get it back in the game as soon as possible. I know that. That's why you need to bring it here to Westside Auto Pros. I have a team of experts that can fix almost every automotive injury. Whether it's a fractured joint, a brake, or if your car just got its bell rung, no problem. We can even do a complete physical on your car to make sure it's game ready for the entire season. So bring your car to Westside Auto Pros and we'll get it back in the starting lineup in no time. Hey, you guys are dogging it back here. Let's move it, move it, move it.
Back here, we're heading to the fourth quarter. And I know why the clock kept running. You explained it to me. We got to 35. When you get to 35 in high school, then it's a continuous clock. And it just kind of snuck up. It was like all of a sudden, boom, Dowling zooms out.
And if there's one thing that Dowling students and fans have got to be used to, it's a running clock between their
football,
yeah, their basketball teams being dominant, and up until the state championship, all their playoff games were running clock games.
There was a lot of that going on in all the 5A football games late in the season, but Clark looks at it, decides not to shoot it. And now there's a case where she's a little more, in the past she might have shot that ball because nobody open, didn't look like. But here she holds it up. Now they move it around and finally get a shot off, and it's good. The three by Ella McVeigh.
I think one of the big things, too, this late in the game, the win's pretty much already wrapped up, trying to get some more points for her teammates and showcasing that unselfishness that really makes her a superstar, not just a pure scorer.
Trying to work against that man-to-man defense, blocked there by McVeigh. McVeigh up ahead to Clark. Now she throws it cross court. Gaber, good! Grace Gaber now has 14. That's her fourth three.
At the end of this game, it's not going to be the scoring that's going to be impressive to me about Caitlin Clark. I think that's
Steals,
3 or 4 steals today, but
drives in and misses that one. Valley comes away with it.
It's going to be the assist and rebounding totals. Was averaging 16 boards a night coming in, has just been able to attack on the boards all season.
3-on-2, kicked it out to Gaber for three. Off, no good. Clark rebound, and she gets fouled as she tries to put it back up. And she'll go to the line.
If there's any player in the state that I think could come away with a triple-double at any point this season, it's number 11 for Dowling. And I think she's going to come close tonight.
Elise Carver with the foul, and Clark hits the free throw. Point number 24. One thing, I don't want to jinx this, but she hasn't had a foul here tonight either. She's had some issues in the past where I know she's getting frustrated and fouled, and she's gotten a little bit of foul trouble. But tonight here, no fouls for her, and then misses the second free throw.
I guess a good thing when your team's up 30 plus or 35 plus points, you're not allowed to be a lot to be frustrated about.
No. And we go down in the pile and they come up, and it'll be Valley's ball.
Wishman coming in. I think that's the last we'll see of Caitlin Clark tonight. Well, below her season scoring average, which is saying a lot when she still put up 25 points.
And taken away. Back the other way up and good. Nice layup by Julia Moore. And it's 66-21. Coach Kristen Meyer got to be happy with this performance. Here, just the third game of the season. Into Tong. Tong turn around. And then a foul called on the rebound. I think, is that Simplot? Yep.
It's really surprising to me at this point in the game to still see a player like Simplot or Tong still in the contest.
And Valley looking to find the open shot. They get it out. No good. Tong with the rebound. And I can find my sheet here. Valley has Ankeny Centennial coming up next, and Southeast Polk for Dowling. So there are no easy nights here when you get into the schedule in Central Iowa. As
Dowling Southeast Polk, that's going to be an early season test for both squads.
That's going to be an indicator too, where we're at, and inside to the post. Now they try to throw it back outside. There's Maggie Hall with it. Looked at the three, decided to go now and there's going to draw the foul. That was a good job by Weiss. Tong with her 4th personal. And I know that from experience, too. I've seen Valley come out and have games like this, but they turn right back around and come back at it and have a better performance the next night out. And I think Joe Seegers would tell us it's a process moving forward.
Yeah, and this is a team very much in transition. I've said it several times, and you don't want to keep mentioning past players. You want to talk about the players that are here. And that is what Valley needs to focus on. You lose a player like Zoe Young, Shea Fuller. Those are 2 very talented Division I talent level girls. But this team has plenty of talent and can still make a run back to the state tournament. They just got to find a way to play together, and that's what it's going to take time.
And that was Valley's first point here of the 4th quarter. As now taken away again by Erin Kleppe, who's in there. Also, Lauren Frericks is in to the ball game for Dowling. There she is right there on the drive in. Kicks it back out to Olivia Bailey. Bailey tried to shuffle the feet behind the 3-point line, got called for the travel. And down the lane up, no good. Put back, no good. And Dowling comes away with it.
You come out of this game, this is a shellacking. It's no really good way to put it as for Valley, but overall, you got time now before Tuesday to run through some film, see what went right, what can you build on from tonight's contest.
Here they come down, up and good by Megan Weiss. She's got all 3 of their points here in the 4th quarter. But, it is something that you said in that first quarter, they had a lot of good looks at the basket, and they just rolled out of there. They missed some long shots. Just a few of those go in. It might be a little bit closer matchup. Now, Dowling's probably still going to win this ball game, but those are the kind of things that you got to shake off and come back out and say, hey, what the heck.
And it can honestly just be the result of playing on the road. You're in a different environment. You're on a different court, different rims.
And the bucket by Lauren Frericks. And now taken back by Dowling as we're coming up on a minute to play here. And that one is just off. Rebound put back up, no good. Rebounded by Valley. And there's a foul. Called on Julia Frederick. Two-shot foul for Weiss. Misses the first.
At the conclusion of this game, and after they shake hands, we have a special presentation. Stadium shoes.
Second one is good. So Weiss has 4 points, all 4 of Valley's points here in the in the 4th quarter, rather. As Dowling just going to kind of wind the clock out here. Oh, just as I say that, there's the drive. And there by Bailey.
And this has just been a dominant game for Dowling all across the board. The defense has looked great inside, outside, and just taken away everything that Valley has tried to do.
And shot off, no good. Put back up, no good. And that's kind of the story of the night for Valley here, as Olivia Bailey comes away with it. Shot at the buzzer will fall short. And it'll be a 70-25 win here tonight for Dowling. You see them shaking hands there, Dowling Valley. Let's take a break. We'll come back. We'll wrap up the scoring in this ball game and get ready for our second half of the doubleheader coming up after this on CISN.TV.
Moms typically get to make a majority of the healthcare decisions for their family. That can be a lot of pressure, but not for me, because I know the choice is ours. For medical tests like MRIs, X-rays, CAT scans, and of course mammograms, ask your doctor to refer you to Iowa Radiology. They work around our hectic schedules. They're the best at what they do, and they're so great with my family. They truly care, and it shows. Visit iowaradiology.com or call to schedule an appointment. Iowa Radiology. Our focus is your good health.
We know you have choices where you buy and service your next vehicle. At Schottenkirk Chevrolet, our core values make the difference. Hard work, always working to exceed your expectations. Trust, we accept the challenge to earn yours. Honesty, it's non-negotiable. Integrity, everything we do is guided by our core values. Schottenkirk Chevrolet Waukee, let us prove to you why we're different.
Hi, I'm Chris from Fireplace Superstore. Fall is upon us and fireplace season is here, and you need a new Heat and Glow gas fireplace insert. They're the perfect thing to make that old wood fireplace more beautiful, warmer, and easier to use. And right now, Heat and Glow is giving a $200 rebate, making it even easier for you to upgrade that old fireplace. Please come see them today. Fireplace Superstore, 109th and Douglas in Urbandale.
Back here at Dowling, they just announced Caitlin Clark and her participation on Team USA, right?
Yeah, gold medal for them over the summer. 5.3 points per game for her, helping them bring home that gold medal, the team U19 team. And that's an incredible experience. That young, you know, you can say you're the best in the state. You can say you're one of the best in the country, but to bring home a gold medal and say your team is the best in the world.
In international play. Let's run down the scoring here. First for Valley, nobody in double figures. 6 for Megan Weiss, 5 for Haley Chappell, 4 for Alex Honnold, 3 for Meredith Reeker, 3 for Anna Spain, 3 for Anna Bernhard, and 1 for Maggie Hall. For Dowling, led by Caitlin Clark with 24, 14 for Grace Gaber, 10 for Emma Gipple, 5 for Meg Simplat, 3 for Ella McVeigh, Naitong with 4, Lexi Bowles with 4, 2-piece for Julia Moore, Bailey, and Lauren Frericks off the bench. It was 26-5, Dowling after 1, 37-14 at the half, 57-21 after 3 in the final, 70-25, and just a dominating performance here tonight, Tyler, for the Dowling girls.
Yeah, when Caitlin Clark has almost as many points as the opposing team, that's a good sign that your team's going to come away with the victory.
And a little work left for Valley to do, but we know that Coach Joe Segrist will get back at it. And as we talked about, Dowling now will take their 3-0 record, and will be Southeast Polk back here. And for Valley, they will be hosting Ankeny Centennial. So we got the boys you see out here warming up, getting ready for our second half of the doubleheader, the Valley Tigers and the Dowling boys. We're going to take a break. We'll be back with that coming up in just a little bit. Welcome back to West Des Moines Dowling High School. Dar Danielson, Tyler French here as we get ready for the second half of our doubleheader. Valley Tigers and the Dowling Catholic Maroons, the boys here, ready to go at it. And let's talk about our keys to the game. First of all, for Valley, look to get Ty Walker going.
Yeah, this is a guy that came in. He was a transfer from Roosevelt, had a great game against his former school, 19 points in the season opener. He's going to be a guy that can control tempo and really get you going on the offensive end.
Forced turnovers.
The second and third key kind of go hand in hand. You've got a young team kind of with Dowling. They've got an established player in Matt Stillwell as well as Ryan Riggs. But outside of that, there's some youth across this roster. Of course, obviously Omaha Blue. Some of these guys have not been through this process before. They've got to find a way to kind of come out and control this game.
And let's talk about Dowling, the keys to the game for West Des Moines Dowling. Okay. Isn't coming over, but get Riggs and Stillwell looks.
Stillwell, as I mentioned just before, Matt Stillwell, Ryan Riggs are your two established players. Stillwell's coming off a third-team All-State performance last year. He was your top scorer from a year ago, and a big reason you got back to the state tournament and snuck in as the Cinderella team. Learned a little bit more playing for the All-Iowa Attack this summer. What can he bring to the roster? And Ryan Riggs, he's one of the top recruits in the state for the class of 2021. Now you got to find a way to use him the best.
And Omaha, use him too, right?
Omaha Blue is arguably the best prospect the state of Iowa has had. Should everything go well through the rest of his career. He's a freshman this season, but could be the best recruit the state of Iowa has had since Harrison Barnes or Marcus Page. That being said, he is a freshman. You got to find a way way to use him in a big matchup like this.
And then match the intensity there.
I already said it. Young team. Dowling, one of the top teams in the state last year. Dowling made it to the state tournament. Valley has some established pieces coming back. You got to come out and match their intensity. A lot of size on both these teams and a lot of talent.
Talking with Coach O'Connor, he mentioned they're changing the offense up a little bit, and he said, he talked a little bit too about getting the basketball players into football players into basketball shape that are coming over. They have some of that, so a lot of things working together here. They're trying to work together for Dowling as they start the season here in basketball. They lost that opener 43-28 to Iowa City West, which that's a tough game to go on the road at West and play.
Yeah, Iowa City West, obviously famous for having the McCaffrey brothers come through there, but they're always a tough school. It just wasn't a great game to start off the season for Dowling. Valley got their win in their opener, but this is a different team, different game. Now you're back at your home arena and able to come out against a rival and try and get a big win early on.
The two teams warming up here. I tell you what, let's take a break. We'll come back and we'll talk about the starting lineups. That's coming up after this on CISN.TV.
We might not always know what the day will bring, but some things are certain. The sun will rise and your lights will go on. That's because at MidAmerican Energy, we're obsessively, relentlessly committed to providing you energy when and where you need it, to connecting with you and keeping our communities safe and strong. Because the most important thing we put our energy into is you. We're obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Here at West Des Moines Valley High School, Dar Danielson along with Tyler French as we get ready for the starting lineups here. It looks like Valley sporting some new warm-ups in uniforms here to start the season with the hoods on them.
And you know, when you're coming out and trying to change a culture and get your team over the hump, win a state championship, a slight change like that can always be a little bit of fun and might be a side thing, but players always enjoy something new like that. As long as it looks good. As long as it looks good.
So getting ready here for the second half of our doubleheader. In the first one, it was the Dowling girls easily. Was it 70-25 was the final in that one over Valley. And let's go to a public address announcer here.
We welcome our friends, the Valley Tigers. Tonight's officials, Brian Angel, Carlisle, Johnny Gilly, Waukee, William Dotson, Brown. Valley's head coach, B.J. Woodhorse. Assistant coaches, Matt Carter, Eric Chappell. Dowling Catholic head coach, Michael Potter. Assistant coaches, Nick Wagner, Jimmy Nahas, David Combs, Pat Hentinius, and Rob Dagan. Now the starting lineup. At a guard for the Tigers, a 5'11 junior, number 2, Ty Walker. At a guard for the Maroons, a 6'3 junior, number 24, Matt Weaver. At a guard for Valley, a 6' senior, number 24, Greg Weaver. At a guard for Maroons, a 5'10 senior, number 12, Joe Strapper. At a guard for the Tigers, a 6' senior, number 30, Jake Allen. And a guard for Maroons, a 6'2 senior, number 4, Max Stillwell. And a guard for the Tigers, a 6'3 senior, number 14, Drew Young. And forward for the Maroons, a 6'6 senior, number 32, Drew Daniel. And center for the Tigers, a 6'8 senior, number 34, Toby Christensen. And center for the Maroons, a 6'8 junior, number 20, Ryan Woods. Let's play basketball.
All right, we're ready to play basketball. And we're going to see a little size going at it inside here tonight with both these two teams, Tyler.
Yeah, a pair of 6'8 guys in Colby Christensen and Ryan Riggs. Already talked a little bit about Riggs, but Christensen, 242 pounds, a strong offensive lineman on the football field for Valley. You know, you're talking with Coach O'Connor about trying to get these football guys back into shape. 2 starters for Valley on the football field. On the other side, Dowling, Matt Stillwell, really the only one of the starting unit, but you've also got guys like Andrew Lynch and Michael Keogh off the bench who are still trying to work their way into football shape. We'll see how that affects them here in the second game of the year.
So the two big men, you see Valley in the bright orange uniforms, and Dowling will be in the home whites here as we get ready to jump it up for game number 2 here tonight. And tap back, Dowling controls it. Riedel. Well, calls for Riedel to come up. He takes it down on the baseline. Back in and out. Good battle down there. And it's back over the top, Stracco. Now they kick it out. Almost threw it over the head of Stracco out there, but they get it back. Stillwell back in. And turnover forced by Valley. So we're going to see some man-to-man defense, I think, on both ends here tonight, too.
And Drew Daniel, the guy that's playing at the top of the key defense, is going to be a big key tonight. 6'6", can shoot threes. He's going to be a very versatile player for this team.
Valley rotates it over the left side. There's a drive. The runner off the side just didn't quite get the angle on that, on the runner for Rieker. They try to kick it outside. Now lob it in. Stillwell drives through and back up top. Daniel outside, and there's a 3. Riedel gets him going. The first bucket of the game. There's the 3 back the other way, no good. Rebound pulled down by Stillwell. He'll take it him all the way up himself and gets it, I think, partially blocked. Turnaround putback, though, is good by Riggs.
Riggs, a very dominant player for this team. Just at the beginning of his junior year, already getting looks by Iowa State, UNI, and Creighton.
Auer with the top of the key, no good. Rebound, battle for, and that'll go to Dowling. Simon Daniel checks in for Dowling. 22. And Stracco brings it up for the Maroons. They get the quick 5-0 lead here. Rotated around the outside. Daniel on the drive, up, no good. And that one rattled in and out for Stillwell. Here comes Valley looking for their first bucket, back the other way with it. Walker gets it up top to Auer.
Trying to set that fade screen for Walker. No shot attempts for him in this game. They got to find a way to get him going.
Pull up for three is good, just as you say it. Ty Walker heard you, and he cuts it to a 2-point game.
Very explosive scorer, can put points up in a hurry for this team.
He had 2 of 4 3-pointers in the first game. There's a 3 is off. Really kind of hard to go on those first game stats as this one is up and good, and we're tied. Here on Rieker's bucket. First tie of the night, and down the lane and up and good. Daniel gets on the board, and it's 7-5. Back to Dowling with the lead. And he'll just pull up the 3, no good. Rebound pulled down by Riggs. An hour, well, I'll shoot it. Here's Daniel for 3. That one just off. Again, both teams trying to find the shooting touch early going. Over to Walker. Auer now. Back up to Walker. He'll pull up for the 3. That one is off, and then there's a battle underneath, and a foul will be called on, I believe, Christensen.
Even though we missed that one, expect to see a lot of looks like that. Walker last year, top 12 in the state in three-point shooting, and shot it at a 41% clip for the Roosevelt Rough Riders.
And there's a 3. My Dowling, and it makes it 10-5.
Eli Raridan coming off the bench for Valley. Very good young player for this team. Could be a guy you see in the next couple of years really develop into a big piece.
Taking their time, Valley is here on offense. Grang Dang. Now cross, look underneath and up and blocked, but they'll call the foul.
That looked like a pretty clean block.
It did. But they're going to call the foul.
We've seen Riggs showcase some of his versatility as both a defensive and offensive player. Some good rebounding here early on, and what would have been a clean block if not for the body foul against Riedel.
And there's the free throw. It's good, makes it 10-6.
And it shows the size and depth they have at the center position. You bring Andrew Lench off the bench, and you still don't lose a lot of size. 6'4", coming in at that power forward or center spot.
Second one is short, and Daniel rips it down. And now Dowling's back in business here with a 4-point lead. Daniel takes it in, kicks it out. Back over to Stillwell on the wing. Throw it all the way across for 3. No good. Comes out long. Dang gets it. And now Valley working it. Pull up at the elbow is short, and the rebound comes off. to Stracco. For Dowling. Into Daniel, kicks it out, now down on the baseline, gets it back to Daniel, puts it up. I think it was partially blocked there. And quickly the other way, and blocking foul called. I think that was a good call. He didn't quite get back there and get set, Stracco.
And something that's kind of fun when you see the athletes coming from different sports in. Right now at the center position, Andrew Lynch going against Eli Reardon, the two tight ends for the state championship teams. You've also got Drew Jurek and Michael Keogh, two first-team All-State safeties as well.
And Ryan Riggs back in for Dowling. Michael Keogh in for Dowling. Again, talking about a football player.
Keogh, a big interception, helped clinch that state championship for Dowling on the football field.
Reardon's second free throw was good. 10-7 now, Dowling. This is more what we expect here, a little back and forth in the early going. And there to the elbow. Now good look underneath and just puts it up over the top of the basket is Lynch.
That defense kind of just lost track of him and just using that 6'4" frame, able to go up and lay it right in.
Dang drives and kicks. Walker looking as they go cut through the bottom. Now throw it over for three. No good. It looked like Reardon almost pulled the cord on the net there.
Yeah, very lucky not to get called for offensive interference on that play.
Now the long rebound comes out. Auer drives down, gets by the defender, puts it up and good.
The good up and under move, step through, able to get the layup. Auer, one of the top returning players for this team from last year's squad.
3-point ball game here. Dowling drops it outside for three. No good. Rattles in and out. And the rebound comes off the leg of Reeker, but to Reardon.
And Riedel's done a great job being able to find the flow of the offense, reposition himself for open shots like that. He just hasn't been able to get him to fall.
Auer just misses the three, and Stillwell will bring it back up for Dowling. Keogh now across the top. Inside, turn around just, and tap back up and good.
Andrew Lynch, great body control. Not one you can get a great hand on, but just enough touch to get it off the backboard and in.
And Dowling holds on to that 5-point lead. Dang with it. Looking now, throws it out as Walker now, jumper no good, the long three, and taken down by Stillwell. Under 30 seconds to play here, the first quarter. And Dowling, you get a chance, almost will sneak in from behind there. Auer, he's lucky he didn't get a foul on that.
Yeah, because even on a play when your arm comes down, no matter how clean it is, over half the time you're going to get called for the foul.
Most of the time if you hack down at it, they're going to call you. 4.9 seconds to play here. And they'll bring Daniel back in. We'll see if they look for him as the big target to get it to. And they almost throw it away. Throw it across the top to Daniel. He kicks it back outside for three. Good! At the buzzer.
What a
Stillwell.
Shot. What a shot from Matt Stillwell. Push it up to an 8-point lead here at the end of the first.
Yep, 17-9 after one. We'll take a break. Be back with the second quarter after this.
Hi, Ron here, head coach of Westside Auto Pros. When your car's on the injured reserve, you want to get it back in the game as soon as possible. I know that. That's why you need to bring it here to Westside Auto Pros. I have a team of experts that can fix almost every automotive injury. Whether it's a fractured joint, a brake, or if your car just got its bell rung, no problem. We can even do a complete physical on your car to make sure it's game ready for the entire season. So bring your car to Westside Auto Pros and we'll get it back in the starting lineup in no time. Hey, you guys are dogging it back here. Let's move it, move it, move it.
Here's to everyone who believes in competition and good sportsmanship, who knows it's not about the trophies or the medals, but rather the lessons learned. For those who understand, it's not whether you win or lose, just that you give your best. So go ahead, lace them up, take the field, have fun, and play. For the experience, for the memories, for the love of the game. Shields.
We're at Dowling Catholic High School here on CISN.TV. Dar Danielson, Tyler French. You see the score there. Dowling up 17-9 at the 3 at the buzzer by Stillwell.
And it was just a great shot from Stillwell.
Jake Auer gets Dowling on the board here to start the second quarter. And tried to dive for it, but he was out of bounds. Over there to get the steal was Auer. Yeah, that was one where it looked like Daniel might take the shot, and then he passed it out late and just fired it up, and they got the 3 at the buzzer and then slapped away. Quick hands there by Urich.
Urich, a safety on the football field, the Tyler Sash Award winner this year. You know that he's going to have quick hands out there on the basketball court, too.
Daniel drives in, spins, kicks it out. Now back out for 3. No good. Rolls out of there. Pulled down by Stillwell, or Walker, excuse me. And Walker fakes the handoff, and then he draws the foul there from Stillwell.
Good awareness that even though it was obviously on the floor, try to throw the shot up and see what you can get.
Don't quite give you that as much in high school as they do in the NBA. That one, good look underneath the basket.
And that was one that Walker was watching Urich the entire time. As soon as he cut around that screen, he knew that he was flashing the basket wide open.
4-point ball game. Daniel in there gets it blocked.
Raritan showcasing some of that size.
Walker goes up and gets the bucket. A 6-0 run to start the second quarter for Valley. And Dowling wants a timeout. 2-point ball game. We'll take a break and come back right after this.
Moms typically get to make a majority of the healthcare decisions for their family. That can be a lot of pressure, but not for me, because I know the choice is ours. For medical tests like MRIs, X-rays, CAT scans, and of course mammograms, ask your doctor to refer you to Iowa Radiology. They work around our hectic schedules, they're the best at what they do, and they're so great with my family. They truly care, and it shows. Visit iowaradiology.com or call to schedule an appointment. Iowa Radiology, our focus is your good health.
Back on CISN.TV. Valley opening up a 6-0 run to start the second quarter. Tyler French just doing with a little rebounding and passing here for Valley.
Yeah, some great runs in the last couple of minutes by Jake Auer and Ty Walker, the two players you want to see with the ball in their hand.
There's another missed battle for the rebound, and that'll go stay with Valley. As Riedel was trying to talk it into his way, but the official said no, it goes to Valley. So the Tigers now a chance to tie it up down the floor. Pull-up jumper, good, they do it. Auer.
And it's not the perfect shot you want. It's a long two. It's a very low percentage shot, but you know what? If you're going to knock it in, tie the ball game, your coach isn't going to complain too much.
It's a second tie. We're tied at 5-all earlier. 17-all here. Here's a 3 off, no good. Battle for it. And they'll bring it back down. Stillwell will reset it.
For a while at the open of the game, Valley wasn't able to get the shots to fall. Now Dowling going through a little bit of a cold stretch here on the offensive end.
And Valley's gone to that 2-3 zone, looks like, and that's part of it. Rebound comes off to Dowling. Now lobbed it back in there, and Riggs gets called, gets a foul call.
Two biggest problems with the 2-3 zone. You really kind of take away that outside shooting a little bit, but it puts your center on an island at times, and it's tough to rebound out of. Dowling gets the offensive rebound, gets Riggs in a one-on-one situation, and the junior takes advantage. Perfect offense there by the Maroons.
So Riggs looking to get the and one and build it back up to a 3-point lead, and does. And it's back to 2017. And Riggs is 3 of 3 on the season. Free throws. There's a 3 by Ty Walker. Things are starting to heat up a little bit here. And a travel call down on the baseline. And that was a 2, not a 3. So 20-19. But Valley a chance to take the lead here on this trip down. Auer with it to Walker. Back to Auer, looking inside, but he'll put up the 3. He rattles in and out. And Daniel pulls the rebound down. Gets it to Stillwell.
And Auer's been a little trigger happy in this game, but overall he's been taking some good shots. A nice step through or head fake to get an open shot on that attempt, then comes up with a steal on the other side.
Walker pulls up off the glass and good. And that time Daniel, they really got it to him, but he was way in behind the bucket. Not really the greatest spot to get him the ball down there in the post.
Sometimes you got to pick your matchups and pick your spots, and that just was not a good time to throw the ball inside. I think he was trying to work his way into that short corner, but he couldn't get him the ball.
Yep, there now he kicks it out for 3, and it just falls short. Battle for it in there, and a foul is going to be called, I think, on Urick. Urick gets called for the foul. His first, their team's second. I had him for 3, I thought, but almost a travel. They throw it across and up and good. Stillwell.
No help defense coming over for take away the drive from Stillwell, able to get to the basket and finish over the bigger defender.
Dang down the lane, up, no good. Rebound, blocked. And the follow-up, no good. Stillwell comes away with it.
Riggs led the team in block shots last year, as a pair of them here tonight. He's going to be a big menace on the defensive side of the ball this season.
And that time Stracco pulled up his dribble and really nowhere to go with it. Almost threw it away, but it'll stay with Dowling. And Riedel back in for Dowling. They'll get it up top. And good for 3.
Riedel has been making them pay from downtown this entire game. Hit a couple of them from those corners.
Dowling's lead back up to 4. Urick looking to work it. Gets it to Walker. Walker drives the lane, and they're going to call a push, offensive push in there. Moving screen that was on, I think it was Reardon. Let's see what they put. Oh, Christensen, not, okay. 34, not 44. And a scramble for it, and a jump ball. And the arrow's pointing to Dowling. So on the tie-up, Dowling will get it under their own bucket here. Leading by 4. Keogh dishes it off. Oh, just one up, and Riggs is going to try to just dump it over, but I think he kind of bumped the rim as he went up.
Yeah, you could see on the approach, just came at it from an awkward angle. That's a tough one to make a move on that far away from the hoop.
And then there's a foul on the missed shot. It came down on top of him. Auer missed it, but the defender came right down on top of him.
That quick first step of Auer, he's used that jab step a couple times to free himself up, for a jumper. That time, fakes one way, goes back the other way, and just blew his defender by.
Foul on Riggs, and the free throw is up and good by Auer. He's got 7 points now, chance to make it 8 here. And a chance to make it a 2-point ball game. He does. And BJ Windhorst wants a timeout here as Valley has cut the lead down here. We're going to take a break. We'll come back with more after this on CISN.TV.
Moms typically get to make a majority of the healthcare decisions for their family. That can be a lot of pressure, but not for me, because I know the choice is ours. For medical tests like MRIs, X-rays, CAT scans, and of course mammograms, ask your doctor to refer you to Iowa Radiology. They work around our hectic schedules. They're the best at what they do, and they're so great with my family. They truly care, and it shows. Visit iowaradiology.com or call to schedule an appointment. Iowa Radiology. Our focus is your good health.
Back here at West Des Moines Valley, or West Des Moines Dowling. We're in West Des Moines, but it's Dowling, not Valley. Valley is at Dowling here. And trying to work the rust off as we get into basketball. Dar Danielson, Tyler French. Correct the scoring there. It was Auer who had the one other bucket, so he's got 10 points here so far, not Ty Walker. Walker was 7, but some nice spurts back and forth here. Valley battled back, Tyler. Now Dowling's kind of built that lead back up to 4, but really nobody, Dowling unable to get any great distance between them and Valley right at this point.
Yeah, for Dowling, it's pretty much been a kind of multi-pronged attack, while Valley has really relied on the play of Auer and Walker so far.
That one's off from the left side, but it's taken away, up and good by Stillwell. And BJ Windhorst thought there was a foul there, but did not get the call. Dang with it up top, and almost a steal, almost a foul. Could have went either way there, but pull up and gets the rattle and roll.
I will always say that's a low percentage shot, but he's hit at least 3 of those so far tonight.
And Urich gets the rebound.
And even when he misses, he gets fouled in the process before he goes up for the shot.
Auer. And Stracco back in for Dowling. So Auer's just kept him in it here in the second quarter with 10 points. There's a 3 off the back iron, and the rebound is pulled down by Riedel. Stracco gets it up. Now he'll drive the lane, gets everybody in there, kicks it outside for 3. No good. Pulled down, though. Good rebounding by Riggs. Through the lane. Look what I found. Stillwell somehow got him the defense to part on that one.
If there's one thing I've noticed about Matt Stillwell, he's a silent assassin. On the football field, you forget about where he is at times, and in basketball, just picks his spots right. He's not overly athletic, but he's quick.
Yeah, as soon as you're right, as soon as he saw that opening, he was right in there and got the bucket. Stillwell with 6 points here in the quarter, 9 overall. Valley working it outside. Looks like they might be going to work it down for one shot here at the end of the half.
Great back and forth action in this game.
Dowling with a 4-point lead. Will it be 1 or 2 here if Valley can shoot it, or will they stop them? Pull up. No good. They got time. Can they get it up the floor? Shot is wide. And at halftime, it's 29-25. Dowling over Valley. We'll take a break. We'll come back and check out the scoring in the first half and talk about what happened after this on CISN.TV.
We know you have choices where you buy and service your next vehicle. At Schottenkirk Chevrolet, our core values make the difference. Hard work, always working to exceed your expectations. Trust, we accept the challenge to earn yours. Honesty, it's non-negotiable. Integrity, everything we do is guided by our core values. Schottenkirk Chevrolet Waukee, let us prove to you why we're different.
Hi, I'm Chris from Fireplace Superstore. Fall is upon us and fireplace season is here, and you need a new Heat and Glow gas fireplace insert. They're the perfect thing to make that old wood fireplace more beautiful, warmer, and easier to use. And right now, Heat and Glow is giving a $200 rebate, making it even easier for you to upgrade that old fireplace. Please come see them today, Fireplace Superstore, 109th and Douglas in Urbandale.
You want to get stronger, faster, healthier. You want more. You want to be part of something bigger than yourself. A place for people of all ages, all walks of life, that provides opportunities for all to succeed. We do that. We're the why. Build more than muscle. Build a stronger community.
Why do I look for the seal? It's about trust. Whether I'm buying a car, hiring a contractor, finding a tax preparer, or an honest mechanic, the Better Business Bureau's seal means this business meets high standards. When I see the seal, I know I'll get what I pay for. No more taking chances and no more worries. And I feel good about supporting local businesses. My life is so much easier knowing I can always trust BBB accredited businesses. It pays to look for the seal. See for yourself at bbb.org/Iowa.
Back here at Dowling, and what do they got?
Ugly sweater
contest going on here. Christmas sweater.
There's just something about high school sports this time of year.
Yeah, because you kind of, in basketball, you kind of have that first part of the season, then you get the little break, and then you come back and go at the second part of it. But right now, Dowling with the 29-25 lead. They led 17-9 after one quarter, and Valley came back, but then Dowling held them off. Let's take a look at the scoring here. For Valley, Jake Auer with 12 points, 10 of those coming in the second quarter. 7 for Ty Walker, 2 apiece for Raridan, 2 for Urich, and 2 for Reeker. Let's see, 19, 21, 23, 25. Yep, that adds up. For Dowling, Matt Stillwell with 9, 6 for Matt Riedel, 5 for Ryan Riggs, 4 for Lynch, 3 for Stracco, and 2 for Drew Daniels. So pretty balanced across the board there for Dowling in the scoring category. And Auer had a good second quarter for Valley, but imagine Coach Windhorst want to see a few more guys get into the scoring action there.
Yeah, when you've got a player like Jake Auer, he can go in and score from all three levels. We saw him hit those mid-range jumpers. He's got a good three-point stroke. He was one of the top three-point shooters for this team a year ago. The top returning scorer. He's going to have the ball in his hands a lot. Same with Ty Walker. The biggest problem is, as I've said before, and I will continue to say, he takes low percentage shots on those step-back mid-rangers. How long do those continue to fall? And if they start to fall, can you continue to match Dowling on the offensive end?
And for Dowling, Stillwell, we talked about it. He's just finding the cracks and getting in there and had 6 points there in the second quarter. And, really Riedel had 6, but nobody just standing out, but it's good overall team play there.
Yeah, if you'd have told me that Matt Stillwell had 9 points in the first half, I'd been very surprised because of the fact of he gets them 2 or 3 at a time. He doesn't score in a bunch like we saw from Auer in that second quarter. He's going to pick his spots, and that's honestly what makes him a dangerous player. You'll see him get big runs every now and then, but overall, he's going to be a guy that's very consistent throughout a game.
So what is, let's go in the locker rooms. B.J. Windhorst, what's he saying to his Tigers in the halftime here?
You know, you had that struggle in the first quarter. You weren't able to make some shots. You came out, you played a great second quarter. You got to tell your team that someone else has to step up, be a tertiary scorer along with Walker and Auer. Whether that's a guy like Urich, whether it's Grant Reeker, Colby Christensen, someone else has got to help those guys out, because Auer and Walker, those are the guys that have been looked at coming into this game. Going into the first game, Eli Raridan had a great game off the bench, 13 points for him in that opener, I think 6 or 7 rebounds as well. I'm looking to him possibly continue to get some good minutes off the bench, get some spots where he can finish down low while those guys are getting defensive pressure on the wings.
And then for Coach O'Connor, he's got to, he talked about it in our interview that this new offense trying to get everybody going in the right places, and so far it's been moving around pretty well. They've been passing it and looking for each other here.
Yeah, one of the keys of the game I'd mentioned earlier was find the best way to use Omaha Ballou. He's a freshman. It's a tight game, and it's been back and forth. He has not found the right moment to use him. It's been great coaching by O'Connor. He knows that, he's got a talented player on the bench, but this is not the right moment to use him. And this is a team that's so deep that now that their guys are juniors and seniors in Stillwell and Riggs, those are 2 leaders on your team who have helped lead the way. Riedel has just been outstanding finding his spots. Same way we talked about Stillwell, the same thing rings true for Grant Riedel so far in this game.
We are at halftime, 29-25. Dowling led 17-9, then outscored them 16-12 in the second quarter to take the 29-25 lead here. And that's the way we stand in the second quarter. We're going to take another break here. We'll do that. We'll come back with more after this on CISN.TV.
We might not always know what the day will bring, but some things are certain. The sun will rise and your lights will go on. That's because at Mid-American Energy, we're obsessively, relentlessly committed to providing you energy when and where you need it, to connecting with you and keeping our communities safe and strong. Because the most important thing we put our energy into is you. We're obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Hi, Ron here, head coach of Westside Auto Pros. When your car's on the injured reserve, you want to get it back in the game as soon as possible. I know that. That's why you need to bring it here to Westside Auto Pros. I have a team of experts that can fix almost every automotive injury. Whether it's a fractured joint, a brake, or if your car just got its bell rung, no problem. We can even do a complete physical on your car to make sure it's game ready for the entire season. So bring your car to Westside Auto Pros and we'll get it back in the starting lineup in no time. Hey, you guys are dogging it back here. Let's move it, move it, move it.
Here's to everyone who believes in competition and good sportsmanship, who knows it's not about the trophies or the medals, but rather the lessons learned. For those who understand, it's not whether you win or lose, just that you give your best. So go ahead, lace them up, take the field, have fun, and play. For the experience, for the memories, for the love of the game. Shields.
Moms typically get to make a majority of the healthcare decisions for their family. That can be a lot of pressure, but not for me, because I know the choice is ours. For medical tests like MRIs, X-rays, CAT scans, and of course mammograms, ask your doctor to refer you to Iowa Radiology. They work around our hectic schedules, they're the best at what they do, and they're so great with my family. They truly care, and it shows. Visit iowaradiology.com or call to schedule an appointment. Iowa Radiology, our focus is your good health.
Here at Dowling High School, halftime winding down. Dowling leading Valley 29-25. Wow, looks like the Hawkeyes lost to Michigan 103-91. Luca Garza had 44 points tonight. It's going to be an interesting college basketball season in Iowa here again this year.
Luca Garza's had an amazing run to open the season. 44 tonight, back-to-back games where he had 30 and 29, I think early last week. He's just come alive now as an upperclassman for the Hawkeyes.
And, of course, Iowa State expected to have a good team, too. UNI looking not too bad. And Drake, who knows? Can they repeat, as they did last year? We'll see. So And it's always kind of fun, too, when you see these high school players and they go on and they play, whether it be football, basketball, whatever, and play for the colleges here.
And, there's a lot of colleges that have a couple eyes on some of these guys on the Dowling bench. Already mentioned a couple times, but Omaha Ballou, the top 4 recruit in the country in his in his class, number 2 recruit in the state, Ryan Riggs. And then on the other side, you've got some great football players in Urick, Trajan Thornton, guys that are just fantastic defensive players. They're going to be stellar at the next level.
Well, here's Valley in the orange uniforms. They're going to start out the second half with the ball as they try to cut into that lead. Pull-up jumper off, no good. Battle inside, they get it back, kick it outside, and there's a foul on the 3. That almost went down for a 4-point play, but that time Stillwell a little bit too aggressive as he goes out and fouls Ty Walker.
Walker hasn't been able to get those shots to fall as consistently tonight as he did last season and in the first game this year, but this can be a great opportunity to put some easy points on the board if he can knock them down.
And he gets the first one. First free throw tonight. He was 3 of 5 coming in after that first ball game. Gets the second one. He'll get one more here. Chance to cut it to a 1-point lead. He does. We saw Valley get a quick 6-0 run to start the second quarter. They start out here with 3 free throws. Daniels inside, kicks it out for 3. No good. Man, Valley comes away with the rebound. Auer with it. Up ahead, Urick now down. Walker, runner, left it short. Just kind of misjudged that baseline shot there.
Yeah, a couple bad plays for Walker in a row. Collapsed down trying to get that steal. It opened the 3 up for Riedel, and then the air ball on that runner just misjudged his distance from the hoop.
Well, Christensen knocked that one away on the rebound but couldn't come up with it and goes out of bounds to Dowling. They'll work the inbound play. Out to Riggs. Now around the top they go. Stracco. He'll pull it out. Back in that 2-3 zone for Valley. Up top, Stracco over the side. Stillwell. And Stracco now drives in and has it partially blocked, and then he traveled. And if you're going to drive into that middle of that zone, you better have a place to go with the ball.
And I thought Stracco was going to have a wide open 3, but fantastic athleticism by the top of that 2-3 zone, closing out Urick right there, right showcasing. Yep. And there's a reason this guy was a 2-time all-state selection in football at safety position.
Here's Valley now. Urick bounces over to Walker. Across the top for 3. No good. Rebound comes off to Riggs.
Reeker, a name that we've said a lot tonight. Sister plays on the girls team. Both wear number 24 for the orange and black.
Into the elbow, turnaround jumper, rattles around and goes down for Riggs.
Riggs not a guy that's going to step out too much a lot of the time, but a nice little 15-foot jumper there to knock it home.
Walker gives in and gets it knocked away as he tried to go up against Riedel. Now back the other way, Stracco.
Nice run here, push it to 3 possessions as Dowling starting to sense a little bit of blood in the water, trying to go and push this one potentially up to double digits on the next possession.
Good look inside, and it's a little too hard off the glass for Christensen, and the rebound comes off to Dowling.
It's the exact shot you want, just too strong, not enough touch.
That one off short. And Auer now drives baseline, throws it back out for 3, rattles down, no good.
Another good look for Walker, just can't get it to fall, but Auer, quick first step, going baseline, set up that shot.
Stillwell gets it over to Stracco. Now back in, kicks it out for 3. No! The double bouncer went down the hole and out, Oh, great play, but he can't quite save it, and Dowling will come up with it. Fast and Furious now up, and the foul will be called on the drive by Riedel.
Not a bad foul there for Auer. A lot of back and forth, sliding around. No one able to really get a good handle on that ball. And Riedel picking up that foul is going to make him earn it from the free throw line.
Riedel goes to the line with 2 threes tonight for 6 points. And misses that one.
And Omaha Ballou, first time we're going to see him tonight.
And Riedel was 1-1 coming in. Ballou into the lineup. The crowd cheers that.
Kid
he just looks imposing out there, doesn't he?
6'7". You would not look at him and think that he's 14, maybe 15 years old.
No. Second free throw, rattles around, no good. Rebound pulled down by Urich.
That kid was in middle school last season.
On the drive, kicks it back to Dang. Urich over to Walker. Back up top for 3. Good!
Auer is absolutely feeling it tonight. Hands in his face, no hesitation, knocking that one through.
Back to a 2-point ball game here for Dowling. Down the lane, and they're going to call a foul there, and Dang, I believe. Or they call offensive.
Yeah, Dang slid in there, and I think he got his feet set.
They call the offensive foul.
Second foul on Riggs.
Riggs, yep. And the second team foul on Dowling here of the half. So Valley again a chance to tie it up or take the lead, this time down. They have trailed for a lot of it. Urich for 3. Rolls out. Rebound. Up, and the foul is called as Reardon takes it strong to the hole and gets the foul by Riedel.
Mentioned that Reardon had a great game in the first game of the season. He's shown some aggressiveness now as a sophomore, second year with the program, and he could be a big force for this team this year off the bench.
This is the first free throw. He's been at the line 5 times. He's got 2 out of 5 tonight. Get one more here. Chance to make it a 1-point ball game. And this one is short.
Tough thing for big guys, especially at the high school level, just the inability to shoot free throws.
Yep. Got to take your time getting that rhythm. And there's a hold called as Ballou dunks it, but it was fouled. Auer got the foul before the dunk.
I think the ref talking with them was a little bit after the play, and honestly, if that continues, that's something you can get called for a technical foul for. But I think they understand he's a freshman,
Yeah. Sometimes, if it's quick right as the play's happening, they'll let you do that, but you just got to be a little careful about too much. Now they get Ballou in the middle there, and then they throw it out deep.
It looked like he was trying to set up a screen for Michael Keogh, but Keogh not cutting off the dribble.
Cross the court for 3. No good. Rebound. Comes out on the other side to Auer.
Daniel just has not been able to find the range here tonight so far.
Up top for 3. No good. Yeah, now both teams have gone a little cold on the shooting. Keogh with it. Over to Lentz. Keogh cuts back, takes it up 1-on-1, and the blocking foul will be called against Ty Walker.
Clean block from behind, but just wasn't able to get his feet set, and Thornton is going to pick up the foul.
Keogh to the line for 2. And gets the rattle roller there for the first one. That's his first free throw of the year. Back in is Reeker for Valley.
Now we're getting a well-deserved break. 15 points for him in this game.
And Keel gets the second one, and the lead back up to 4. Galley's chipped away, but unable to pull ahead here. Looking inside for the post, not there. Now take it on the drive. Oh, looked like he was way out of position, but Reeker contorted the body and got the shot off.
Lower body was one way, upper body was another, but it was just enough that he got a clean look at the basket on his release.
Up to Bilou, back over the top. Stracco to Stillwell. Trying to work against that zone. Here's Bilou up, double pumps, and he gets fouled by Christensen.
And you can see Bilou, he wants to dunk everything that he gets down low. And honestly, if Christensen hadn't been there, that probably would have been a one-handed slam.
His first free throw attempt of the season is perfect, right through the net. Boom.
6'7" frame, 7-foot wingspan. A little bit of a three-point shot, still developing at this age, but he's only 14 years old.
Yeah. Here's his second free throw. Good.
I'm pretty sure he already has a scholarship offer from the Hawkeyes too. Major difference between high school or between college basketball and football is that in basketball you're able to talk to them pretty early on.
Here's a three, bounces high, and Bilou pulls it down off the miss. Dowling a chance to widen this lead now. Stillwell drives in, gets it off, and then there's a foul on Valley.
Looks like that's 2 quick ones on Christensen.
Team foul, third on Christensen. And Riggs to the line, pops it. Valley's been having some trouble defensively here down there. Good fouling, as you said. And Riggs with the second free throw. Good. And as a coach, you love that. Guys get fouled, you go to the line, and you convert them. And that ups the lead to 6 here for Dowling.
Especially when those free throws have come from guys that stand 6'7" and 6'8".
Yeah, you're big guys, so you want to get in there and get fouled and go to the line. Auer trying to make something happen, can't. Gets it. Now they get over to Walker. In the middle of Christensen, back to Walker. He'll pull up and finally gets a bucket for the Tigers.
Yeah, that's got to be a 2-3 minute stretch where they were held scoreless. Big thing, their defense able to do the exact same on the other side. Good defense from both teams here in the third quarter.
Bilou will come out. I don't think he liked that decision. But
I don't think
does. Whoever
the
wants to come out. The crowd didn't either, you're right.
I've never seen a crowd boo for a freshman coming out of the game.
Yeah. When does that ever happen? Around the horn to the right side for three is short and gets his own rebound is Riedel. And what do they always say, the coaches? Follow your shot. 1,000 times you hear that in practice. Kick it outside and still will look at it, but now gets it back over to Stracco. And under a minute to play here.
And I think they're going to take it down potentially for the final shot. This is a perfect example of why high school basketball needs a shot clock.
Nah, don't need one. I don't think they need it at all. I'm not with you on that one because in these type of situations you see this happen, but when it comes to the game late, when you have to, run the clock down, you're trying to, then it really, you got to be good to do that. Because see, Valley's not putting up any pressure on the ball at all.
That's because every time they have, they've gotten burned.
Yeah.
But
I don't know. I'm not one that thinks that the shot clock is needed in high school, but a lot of people do.
I just go back 2016, Valley in the state championship held it for almost the entire overtime period to win that game. And I mean, yeah, it takes a lot to do, but I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of it.
Driving shot, no good, and the rebound will come off. And we'll go to the fourth quarter with Dowling up 39-35, the same 5-point lead they had at the half. Back with the fourth quarter after this on CISN.TV.
We might not always know what the day will bring, but some things are certain. The sun will rise and your lights will go on. That's because at Mid-American Energy, we're obsessively, relentlessly committed to providing you energy when and where you need it, to connecting with you and keeping our communities safe and strong. Because the most important thing we put our energy into is you. We're obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Hi, I'm Chris from Fireplace Superstore. Fall is upon us and fireplace season is here, and you need a new Heat and Glow gas fireplace insert. They're the perfect thing to make that old wood fireplace more beautiful, warmer, and easier to use. And right now, Heat and Glow is giving a $200 rebate, making it even easier for you to upgrade that old fireplace. Please come see them today. Fireplace Superstore, 109th and Douglas in Urbandale.
We'll go to the fourth quarter. Darn Danielson, Tyler French, and that was the third was ended up an even up 10-10 quarter there. And that means Dowling still leads. They led by 4 at the half. They lead by 4 here after 3. So who's going to break out here in the fourth quarter is the question.
Yeah, and you've seen some great scoring from the two big scorers for Valley in Auer and Walker. Can someone else step up and help them out in this final quarter as both of them combine for the steal?
Yep, Auer and Walker steal it away, but taken right back as Stracco steps into the passing lane. Now he looks to drive, but kicks it back out. And Dowling will reset the offense. Backdoor cut, not there. Kick it out for 3. Oh, and over. And it'll go back to Valley.
Not a good shot there for Daniel. Overall, he has very much struggled in this game. A guy that can knock it in from downtown, just hasn't been able to find the range today.
And a little bit of a frantic start here to the third quarter. There's a pull-up jumper short by Auer.
Since that explosion in the second quarter, that jumper not falling on those tough shots.
There's the drive. Daniel a little wide off the glass, but nobody can get it. Two Valley players right there. And the scoop, and he's out of bounds. Daniel had his feet halfway across the end line. Didn't realize it. And
one thing my coach always told me when I played high school ball that has always stuck with me is the last 3 feet of a pass or rebound are yours. And two players basically looked like they were going to tap it to the other one, and no one came to meet the ball.
And a runner is short there. And almost a three-point play, but it'll be a foul, and it'll send Stillwell to the line. And the foul goes against Reeker. His first 6-team foul now on Valley. So that could come into play late, too. Stillwell goes to the line. Hasn't shot a free throw tonight and hits it.
Valley did a great job keeping him out of the scoring column in that third quarter. But again, he's very sneaky. He's able to tack off the dribble there, get to the rim, and pick up the foul to go to the free throw line.
Yeah, just when they needed something there, he just, boom, takes it to the hole and draws the foul. His things were getting a little ragged both ways, and he hits both free throws. So he is now perfect on the season. 4 of 4 from the free throw line.
Again, he's not a guy that's going to go for 20, 25 every single night. He's going to get you 10 to 15 points, but he's going to be extremely consistent.
Wow, a great block there by Riggs as Walker drove, and he blocked the shot.
Walker a little undersized at 5'11", showing it there.
Offensive this time against Stillwell as he goes in. and draws his second foul. And we'll take a break. Come back with more after this on CISN.TV.
You want to get stronger, faster, healthier. You want more. You want to be part of something bigger than yourself. A place for people of all ages, all walks of life, that provides opportunities for all to succeed. We do that. We're the why. Build more than muscle. Build a stronger community.
Well, Valley takes a timeout here as Dowling's lead up to 6 with 6:20 to play in the ball game. Here's a time, Tyler, where a team that gets the run can have a chance to kind of either Valley bring it back and make it tight, or Dowling a little bit more of a run here, and they could kind of seal this off and make it really tough on Valley.
Yeah, I think right now you're looking to go to your playmakers. Ty Walker and Michael Auer have carried this team, and I've been saying that someone else needs to step up, but you're at the point in the game now. The ball needs to be in one of their hands every single trip down the floor.
So Valley will inbound and bring it up the floor. See them there again in the orange uniforms. Auer with it. The senior dribbles across. Gets it over to Urich. He looks for the screen, now drives the lane, kicks it out to Dang. Dang fakes, drives, clutches, puts it up, no good. And the rebound comes off to Riedel.
I think you would have been better off there either going in for a normal layup, might have gotten your shot blocked, but you would have had a better attempt at a good shot and look at the rim.
And Ballou back in there out of the timeout. He wanted the ball out there for a three. They don't get it to him, and then
I think Riedel got fouled on that pass.
Yep. They call Ty Walker with the foul, and that puts him in the 1-and-1. Walker's first personal, but the 7th team foul. So Dowling will shoot from here on out. This is the one in the bonus for Riedel, who's missed his only 2 free throw attempts tonight.
And that's a big development now with just under 6 minutes left in a close ball game.
Yeah, when you're the team with the lead and you're go to the line, makes a big difference, especially too when you pop them like that. Riedel with his first points of the fourth quarter. He's got 7 overall. 2 threes and a free throw. That one gets the bounce off the front of the rim and drops in. And the lead up to 8 now for Dowling. Valley needs a bucket. Walker down the lane and gets it blocked out of bounds by Riedel. And he did a good job of going straight up and not driving into the body there.
Walker showing some great aggressiveness, but again, undersized a little bit, and that's limiting what he's been able to do at the rim.
Urich gets it off to Auer. He pulls up. Whoa, in and out. And Ballou with the rebound.
After starting out in that second quarter extremely hot, hit a 3 coming out of halftime, but he's missed his last 3 or 4 shots now, and that's really affected what Valley's been able to do on the offensive end.
Daniel drives in, gets Dang, pulls up, leaves it off, no good. Rebound comes out to Raridan. He goes down the floor. Walker gets it back now. He steps back for the 3, no good. And Walker gets the shot, or gets the rebound, I should say, over to Dang. He drives baseline, kicks it over. Up top, Auer for 3, good.
Might have just needed that second look to rebuild his confidence. 18 for him in the game, but he's got a pair of 3s in the second half.
And we'll keep it right here. That's the first bucket for Valley with, let's see, about 8 minutes. I'm trying to do the math here. 18, to make it 3:18. Right. They told me there'd be no math in this job, but 3:18 in, they finally get on the board. The only good thing about that is Dowling's only scored 4, but Dowling has the lead, so they stay in the lead there. But that was a big bucket. They needed something at that point.
Yep, and it's been the guy that is been the person they've had the game on his back this entire contest. As Michael Auer has just had a fantastic game so far.
18 points, yeah, with that shot there. And back to action. Stracco will bring it up. Looks like they're going to go man defense now. Valley is. They've been in the 2-3 zone for a while. Now we'll man up a little bit, maybe trying to get some turnovers. Up to Stracco. Walker's on him.
And now here's the time I look possibly to go to Riggs. He's got an inexperienced sophomore on him. See if he can win that matchup.
And Blue tries to force it inside, battle for it, and Walker goes down and calls for a timeout.
I don't know if I like the use of the timeout there. You've got 2 left. Now you're down to one late in a ball game. I know every possession matters, but that might have been one that I take the jump ball and worry about the possession arrow later.
See the Dowling huddle there as they're talking it over. And Coach O'Connor saying, no, don't try to force passes in there like that. You know, take your time. We got the lead. Move it around and get a good shot.
And they've gotten a lot of good shots. Both these teams have had excellent offense tonight. The biggest problem has just been the inability to get them
down
to the hoop.
And some of that is we're early in the season too. You know, getting your game legs and shooting legs in the fourth quarter is a little bit different in the first couple of games here than it might be as you move into the season just a bit, I think.
And goes back to what Coach O'Connor said, getting these guys into basketball shape. You look at the court right now for Valley. You've got 2 players that were on the football team in major parts, in Eli Raridan and Drew Urich. Their side, Matt Stillwell, the team's leading scorer from last year, still trying to come in from the Maroons football team as well.
Now here's Valley with it, trying to run a little weave up top. They get the open look, and Bellew goes up high and pulls that rebound down with authority.
Not just 6'7", but extremely athletic, able to get that board even though he wasn't in great position.
Do you know what his vertical is?
A lot.
Yeah. And there's a nice look, Riggs.
I also would have accepted big.
Big, yeah. He has a lot of ups, as they say, right?
Yep.
Here's the drive. Outside Walker for 3. Can't get it to go. And the rebound comes down to Riggs. Riggs has played a big role here, rebounding and offensively for
a month
Dowling.
From now, when he's had time over Christmas break to get in the gym a lot more late or midway through that season, and he's been able to get some game, that shot is going to be falling a lot more for Ty Walker.
Yeah. Now, foul called. They're talking about it a little bit. That'll be Walker. Second personal. 8th team foul here. And that'll send Stillwell to the line.
And I think one of the major reasons for Bellew's talent and why he's so highly sought is because of the fact he's 6'7", but plays the 3.
Yeah.
Right now, you've got 6'8" Ryan Riggs at the center position and 6'4" Andrew Lench at the power forward. And then you have a 6'7" wing out there as well.
Stillwell drains them both here on the 1-on-1. And 9-point lead. And again, the shot doesn't fall. The rebound comes off to Dowling.
I definitely got the feeling that one was a little bit forced for Auer at this point in the contest.
He had a sense that they needed a bucket, and they do. Because now there's the foul by Walker, and it's the 9th, so they still will be in the 1-on-1.
But it put Matt Stillwell at the line, one of the last guys you want to send there.
Stillwell.
Riedel back in the ballgame. He'll replace Bellew.
Stillwell 4-4 from the line tonight. And hits that one. He'll get one more, get the bonus here. As the lead is into double digits now for Dowling. And rattles around and goes. So 6 of 6 free throws in the fourth quarter for Stillwell. And the Dowling lead up to 11. Valley needs a bucket of some sort here. In the drive, they get it back to Walker. Walker over to Reeker. Reeker 3, no, and it comes out to Stracco. And just those shots not falling. And credit Dowling, they're not giving them a second chance at the bucket either, are they?
Yeah, and I think with that shot, there's still over 2 minutes in the game, but I think that may have been a dagger for them. They needed a basket on that one to push it back to single digits. They're facing a major uphill battle over the next 2 minutes and 10 seconds.
Stillwell goes in, tried to pass it across the lane, and it goes out. And he was telling the referee that it hit a Valley player, but the referee didn't quite agree with that assessment. So Walker with it up high. They go double stacks there, trying to break somebody up.
Urick and Raritan setting screens all over the place, trying to free up one of the shooters.
Auer loses it. Back the other way comes Riedel, and he gets it up, powers it through. Big bucket there.
Great job using his body to kind of shield himself a little bit from Raritan trying to get the chase down block.
Walker down and out again from 3. People will look and they'll, if it ends up going to be a double-digit win, but it was pretty tight here until the last 4 minutes when Dowling extended it out quite a bit.
Crowd calling. They want Will Yurgay to be in the game. Another fan favorite of the Dowling students.
And Stillwell draws another foul. This time it's the double bonus. And Stillwell with 15 points, 6 of those coming on free throws here in the fourth quarter as you see him down the lane there.
Not a bad decision to pull everyone else back.
And he gets the rattle roll and free throw.
Valley crowd starting to filter out a little bit. Great basketball doubleheader here today for Dowling.
And second free throw by Stillwell. Whoa, he missed one. 7 of 8, though, isn't bad. Now Valley, they got to get up some shots here in a hurry. Dang looks. And there's a 3 short. Rebound. Dang pulls it out of there. He puts it back up, gets it blocked.
I think that's 4 or 5 blocks for Riggs tonight.
Yep.
Hasn't been necessarily a huge factor in the scoring column. He's got double digits, but defensive side, he's been a menace and a pain in Valley's side.
Well, we kind of thought we knew what the girls' outcome might be, and then the boys, we knew it was going to be more of a tight game, and it was really, but credit Dowling. About halfway through the fourth quarter here, they kind of took charge, and now they're going to kind of pull it out and run it out, and they're going to come away with their first win of the season. And a lot of good things they'll see out of this one.
And I think this could be an eye-opening loss for Valley. They had some things go right, but they saw what happens when Walker and Auer can't hit a basket late in the game. And that allowed Dowling to really pull away late in this contest.
52-38 the final. We'll take a break here, come back and wrap up the scoring and wrap up the ballgame after this on CISN.TV.
Why do I look for the seal? It's about trust. Whether I'm buying a car, hiring a contractor, finding a tax preparer, or an honest mechanic, the Better Business Bureau's seal means this business meets high standards. When I see the seal, I know I'll get what I pay for. No more taking chances and no more worries. And I feel good about supporting local businesses. My life is so much easier knowing I can always trust BBB accredited businesses. It pays to look for the seal. See for yourself at bbb.org/Iowa.
We might not always know what the day will bring, but some things are certain. The sun will rise and your lights will go on. That's because at MidAmerican Energy, we're obsessively, relentlessly committed to providing you energy when and where you need it, to connecting with you and keeping our communities safe and strong. Because the most important thing we put our energy into is you. We're obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Hi, Ron here, head coach of Westside Auto Pros. When your car's on the injured reserve, you want to get it back in the game as soon as possible. I know that. That's why you need to bring it here to Westside Auto Pros. I have a team of experts that can fix almost every automotive injury, whether it's a fractured joint, a brake, or if your car just got its bell rung, no problem. We can even do a complete physical on your car to make sure it's game ready for the entire season. So bring your car to Westside Auto Pros and we'll get it back in the starting lineup in no time. Hey, you guys are dogging it back here. Let's move it, move it, move it.
Here's to everyone who believes in competition and good sportsmanship, who knows it's not about the trophies or the medals, but rather the lessons learned. For those who understand, it's not whether you win or lose, just that you give your best. So go ahead, lace them up, take the field, have fun, and play. For the experience, for the memories, for the love of the game. Shields.
Back here at Dowling High School is the sweep tonight for Dowling. The boys take it 52-38. And Tyler, looking down, did 13-3. They outscored them in the fourth quarter. Dowling did. The Valley held them to 1 3-pointer there. And it just, and that was still about, halfway through the fourth quarter. Then they just kind of took off and ran away with it.
Again, this is what happens to Valley when Ty Walker and Auer aren't able to get shots late in the game. Auer hit that only 3 for them, and Ty Walker held scoreless pretty much the entire second half.
And again, they had some good looks at it. It just, and we talked about it, it's probably getting the legs back and things for Valley as they missed some shots there that they could not get to go. Let's take a look at the scoring here for Valley. Leading scorer of the game, too, Jake Auer with 18, 12 for Ty Walker, 4 for Grant Reeker, 2 for Drew Urick, and 2 for Eli Reardon. For Dowling, good balance overall, 16 for Matt Stillwell, 11 for Ryan Riggs, Matt Riedel with 10, the 3 in double figures, and 5 for Joe Stracco, 4 for Lentz, 2 for Keogh, 2 for Daniel, and 2 for Billu. And that's the way the scoring went. It all added up. 17-9 Dowling after 1. It was 29-25 at the half. 39-35 after 3. So 4-point ball game going into the fourth quarter. But as I said, Dowling outscores Valley 13-3 in that fourth quarter. And Coach O'Connor looking for, some offense to gel and some things to come together. And he took a big step toward that tonight here against Valley.
Yep, and got 2 great performances from his 2 leaders. Matt Stillwell, consistent throughout the game. 3 points in the first, 6 points in the second, no points in the third, but then came out 7 points to help put that game away for the Maroons in this contest. And then the big man in the middle, there's a reason that a lot of colleges are after him, the junior Ryan Riggs. At 6'8", was a menace defensively, finished in double figures, and got to figure he finished close to that in rebounds as well tonight.
So for Valley, they're at home against Ankeny Centennial on Tuesday night, and Dowling goes to Des Moines Roosevelt. That could be an interesting ball game there for Dowling as Valley beat Roosevelt 65-45 to open up the season.
Yeah, it'll be a great opportunity for Dowling to win a game or second game, move over 500, and the biggest thing, build an early winning streak. If you can get a couple wins under your belt going into Christmas break, then you get to feel what it's like. This team only won 13 games a year ago, snuck into the state tournament, but a couple wins here, a couple wins there, and you can build into a very good team by come of middle of January and beginning of February.
All right, Tyler, appreciate it. Tonight, 70-25. Dowling girls win, and then the boys win here tonight 52-38 to take the sweep here against West Des Moines Valley. That's going to wrap it up here tonight on CISN.TV.